one should be going.
Welcome back to Brine and Tide. Been a couple of weeks since we were last here. Last time, the party took to not the high seas, but to the waves surrounding the island, loading up nearly 30 rescued islanders of both the Moonscale and the Rondo villages to take them to safety to the Moonscale tribe. Uh, Thanks to the group's efforts and the guidance of the Moonscale war leader Utroth and the lizard folk that accompanied you, as well as a Sahagan and a dominated flying shark that Amon managed to free on the trip down. You managed to transport the people through several groups of attackers through the rough waves and landing landing on the beach. You made the short trek up towards the Moonscale tribe, where you were all greeted very excitedly. There was a small celebration. Well, not quite celebration, but definitely a joyous air as so many of their tribe have returned to them once thought lost, and the village was very glad to help out the non-lizard folk that were also rescued, including them with bringing them food and comfort and blankets and such. But the I guess can't remember exactly where we left off, so we'll just start off like it's at night. If there was anything you all wanted to discuss. Oh wait, I can't remember. There was a dream. Was that after you all arrived back in the village?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Oh yes, yes, that's right. We would be resuming in the morning as you all, after you had all woken up from a rather intense shared dream sent by the eyes of the deep, seemingly infuriated by your interference with its continuous plans on the island. The summon storm, which has slowly abated over the last day, uh, perhaps summoned by it in retribution. Uh, can't exactly remember where we left off, so yeah, we will resume in the morning. You wanted to chat or talk a bit before setting off? Utroth is getting the lizard folk that will march with you ready, as well as preparing the other villagers to for the trip. Which the bell will be transported along with.
Excellent.
And actually, if anyone wanted to, you would have been able to, if anyone wants to do it now. But they did mention that they moved the Anzu egg to a uh, nested hut, like a hut where they can keep it in a comfortable nest. But otherwise, up to you. What do y'all want to do before you all set out? Unless you want to get right to the march.
Um,
Oh, also, Ryoko, you did pass off the Void Mother vine, the seed pod, to the kind of apothecary or the apothecarist of the tribe.
He's gonna make
So,
some hardcore drugs for the people.
oh, you get first dibs if you want it, since you were the one who found it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a special process to make it. So, if you so want it, you have that available to you eventually. But yeah, you can stock up on some rations. Haven't really been tracking rations too intensely since you've been living on an island where you've got friends from the two populace living there, so they've been keeping you stocked. But like, if you need arrows, they'd be willing to hand over some. Amon, if you wanted to stock up.
Oh yeah, I'm stocking up on arrows.
Yep. they don't really have a lot of metal arrows, but they've got still very good quality stonehead arrows.
I can't. Hmm. I'm looking through our spells. I was like, is there anything I could do for like preparation here? But I don't think so.
I think.
Oh. Just these.
I mean, we can just get through the Marja.
Yeah, I think we're.
I'm
good.
I'm pretty good. I mean, I meant my character would get breakfast and whatnot, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
I
good
can't
to
remember if y'all discussed the dreams last game or not. I really should have finished listening.
We had a scene where people woke up because me and one other
Did we-
person didn't have Quiet Hearts.
Yeah.
I think.
Wait, did we
Spoilers.
leave off with everyone waking up? So yeah, you would have the chance if you all wanted to discuss what happened.
We did. We discussed it and then we went back to bed.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm just sorry.
It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell I'm super prepared?
yes.
About as
No,
much
I
as
am.
any
It's
DM
just
is.
starting games is weird.
That's the
Yeah.
secret, Captain.
You got to get into the groove of it.
Yep. Well, who's got the whip and who's got the way?
Oh.
God damn it.
Now, marching along the easiest way, especially with this large of a group. Normally, the lizard folks say the fastest way would be go south around the mountain peaks or the mountain range and into the swamp. But since lizard folk are more at home in the swampier terrain, they realize that it would probably be easier for the still sick, probably sickly and malnourished people to take the northern route around it. But
Yeah.
Uhtred
Yeah,
says
that
with
would
their
be better
help
for them.
that they should make it most of the way, and with a little bit of pushing, should make it there maybe like an hour or two after sundown. If
Yeah.
march heavy during the day, but does point out that we'll have to go around the spider territory since there are so many webs there that it would make it very difficult to march that way. So if you wanted to go talk to Tama, you might have to
Yeah.
split off, and
I think we
rejoin the
wanted to
group.
see. I think we wanted to see if they wanted to help us liberate the island.
Other
Or
than
just
that,
prepare that shit's about to go down.
there's not really, the trust says, not much else to really prepare for. They've got everyone loaded up. They've got the sled with the bell ready.
Yeah, I think it's time to go.
A more northerly route does also remove the chance of the Onkig getting upset.
Yeah,
That's
we're a
it.
large. We're a
A rather
I
large
don't
group.
think
They might come out in
have to worry about
force.
that. Yeah.
While you're stomping around, they might think, "Oh shit, enemy hive approaching, enemy swarm."
Yeah, that'd be bad.
So with some last, goodbyes and well wishes from the Moon Scale, because they're not going to leave their tribe completely undefended, since they're still children and the elderly, and the non-fighters that have to stay behind, like the chieftain. She's staying behind, but
Yeah. Not to mention, the devils are still on the island.
yeah, and
Yeah.
who knows if the
They would take
Sahagin
this
and Nero
opportunity.
might. Yeah, and actually, the two Sahagin are going to stay with the village with the shark, and defend it if the ways they can. But they say that it's mainly that since Sahagin can't spend too long out of water, they can't really do a march across the island. So they're gonna stay there and provide help out and try to kind of come to grips with suddenly losing several years of their life and waking up years later. But with all that said, and start marching out into the jungle. Probably it is the largest group you've all traveled with since coming to the island. So it's kind of strange when in comparison when it was just the six of you marching through the jungle. Now you've got, I really should have counted, quite a few people. Easily, at least 50 people marching through the jungle now. And
Nice.
you see the sled being pulled. They don't really have beasts of burden, but so it's really there's like a team of 4 lizard folk. They take turns swapping out pulling the sled using.
I could help with that too.
Yeah. I was gonna assume.
Mhm.
I didn't want to assume, but I assumed you and I would also help. They would definitely appreciate that. You could do the work of honestly you'd probably be able to do
2-3 guys.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd be stronger than 4 lizard folk together, but yeah. So hauling this through the jungle. There are a couple of times where your group might get a little tense where a monkey swings through the branches, kind of screaming in alarm at this large group passing by. But you remember Moras is no longer on this plane.
But I do, if I can get a glimpse of it, look at it with my magic eye, just to be sure.
Yep, no.
Never trust.
Don't trust.
Not a magical monkey. The monkeys you see, no magic ones.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Instead of unusually magical monkeys, they're a normal amount of magical.
So
They are probably on shrooms.
Just for the heck of it, no one has to do a survival check because this group's being led by the island locals. So if anyone wants to keep an eye out, they can
Yes.
do a perception check or two.
It hurts to be in the back of the group, keeping, watch on the rear, make sure nothing sneaks up on the flanks. Or the ass.
I can do my usual flyover crap. If that's acceptable.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just sneezed, and it's trying to do it again, so I'm just gonna roll, and then I'm gonna mute myself.
Okay. You're all keeping an eye out. Multiple eyes in some cases. And
Rayan is she's not quite as on edge because it's not we're not a small group really. She's just looking through her book and trying to find anything on anything useful on whales.
okay. Like what specifically are you looking at? Might depend on what the role is.
Anything that they don't like.
Like biologically for whales?
Yeah, it's we don't want to kill this poor whale.
Okay, yeah, do a nature check.
But we want to maybe spook it off if we can, or
do a nature check.
Okay. Oh God, I'm terrible at these. Here we go. Can I guidance myself?
Sure.
Ha.
13.
It's not amazing, but not terrible.
Yeah. You do see something about how you don't really find anything specific for wave singer kind of whale. which
Mhm.
has been identified as the one on the that attacked the ship. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can as well as Yuane, since you have experience with these things.
Well,
I'd say Yuane, you'd probably have advantage since you literally have a background dealing with.
fish.
Oh,
Hey.
So,
Better.
yeah. If like in one of the times you're not pulling the sled, you see her looking at the book, and you see like her looking at a thing about whales. Ryan, you learned that whales can travel. They because no light reaches the depths, and this is probably something you knew. It's like once you knew this, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Whales see by echolocation, and that it's like, oh yeah, that of course I knew that. But then you would know that because of that, if a whale can be deafened, they can be rendered
Oh.
essentially blind.
Oh.
Guess who has thunder damage?
Oh.
But you also
Chrono.
know with that high of a roll, Ioane, that and you kind of experienced it on the boat. They can weaponize that sonar.
Mm-mm.
Oh, lovely.
So
I'm
yeah, that's
going
what a
to
19
click
gets
you to death.
Yeah. Sorry, go on, Rain.
Actually, I'll talk to Yuane first. Yuane. Yuane?
Sorry, what was that?
Just trying to get Yuane's attention.
Yeah.
I've been looking at the wave singers, just to see if there's anything that's could be helpful with us going down there.
Yep.
Do you know anything that could maybe chase one off or something? You're more familiar with
Uh,
these type of things.
well, I mean, whales are generally pretty smart. It's not the same as trying to spook off an animal. I mean, but they typically get us hunters to take down things that threaten their pods. Sort of a trade agreement kind of deal.
Which do include the more monstrous and mutated kind of whales.
Yeah.
Well, it says here that they see through sound,
Yeah.
so maybe we could, blind them with loud sound.
Well, considering this one's like dominated or whatever, I'm not sure if it would scare it off, but yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe not scared off. That's true. They don't seem to have any of their own will right now.
Especially
if we can
since we've
blind
been
it-
told it's a baby. A baby wouldn't want to be here anyways.
Yeah. If we could blind it, so to speak, maybe we could find what's controlling it and remove it, unless it got grabbed mentally, like the people on the island.
Yeah. Pretty reasonable to guess. But they're pretty damn big. That's a lot to check.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah.
It's a problem either way.
Yep.
One that we need to figure out what we're doing.
Well, luckily, a lot of us are really fucking loud, and sound travels very well in water.
Yeah, that is true. Chrono!
Yeah, I'm right here. You were just talking to me.
Yoranway!
Zimbabwe!
They did the fusion dance.
Oh no.
World loudest bird.
I mean, she is
Beefy
flying,
bird.
so she's just gonna, like, dip a wing so you know that she's listening to you.
Well, do you have any way to, like, deafen anything? Like, I know you can make loud, lightning bolts, but do you have anything that can, like, deafen people?
I'm checking my thing. I have. Oh yeah, I have Thunder Wave. So
Is
yeah,
that deafen?
it's a loud sound within 300 feet. So yes.
Oh, you have Thunder Wave. Okay,
Yeah.
so do I. Alright, that's useful. Thunder's Boom.
Also deafen, so they can't hear.
Yeah.
Silence.
Hell yeah. Alright, good. Could you come down here so I'm not screaming into the sky?
I mean, you could wait till later when we aren't
I
marching.
guess. Like, fair enough.
There, as you're marching along, there is a moment where it hurts. You're the first one, and through time on the island, you've become more attuned to this sound. As you hear the kind of familiar buzzing of wings, and when you point off in the direction it's coming, a Corona, you were warned so you dip down so you're not the one, in the air as a bandit fly flies over the tree, kind of like investigating. It is met with a volley of javelins and maybe arrows or eldritch blasts, and it is very quickly driven off, deciding, nope, nope, nope.
Mistake.
Mistakes were made.
Like, oh, there's commotion over here. Let's investigate it. Nope, never mind. So, but now that you've dealt with quite a few bandit flies on the island, you're starting to only see them, individuals now. You might have made a dent in their population.
Good.
Oh god.
Killed like
Fuck those
5.
assholes. And fuck this ecosystem.
So we've only killed like 5. If 5 makes a dent in their population, they had issues long before we came
They
along.
don't live very long.
They just fuck a lot. It's fine.
But
We killed all the eligible ones.
okay,
All
maybe
the
not like
bachelors.
I might have been. That might have been.
It is.
just me
I
making
think
fun of
the bugs may have communicated with each other. It's like, don't fuck with them, man. It's not worth it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They killed
Yeah, how many
Timothy
times
and Arnold.
How many times have you only been tackled by them, and just like 3 times, and they're just like, "Oh, this thing is so big, it's so juicy." Splat.
Mhm.
Mistake.
Oh god. Sorry, stupid idea. Buzz swallows Ioane and one of the bandit flies fusion.
Yes.
Yeah,
Anyway,
clearly I need to
stupid
make a
idea.
mosquito barbarian
Yes.
Yes, you do.
or pugilist El Mosco.
I mean, El Mosco exists.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
So-
Anyways,
Continuing along, you do get to the point where Utroth kind of hangs back and to talk to you, going, you mentioned something about speaking to this weaver, the spider.
Yeah, he gave me this undershirt.
If you wish to speak to them, their territory is this way. We must take the group around it. I'd say you'd probably be like right there.
nice as it would be to visit, I don't think they could lend much aid in this situation. I'm not sure if they're willing to leave their home to fight under the waves.
Maybe, probably really not, but it can't hurt to at least let them know what's going on. So if stuff goes badly, they'll know.
Spider silk rope is always useful. We've traded with them before. But
I'd like to talk to them.
It is up to you. You are capable enough.
I'll at least go if anyone else wants to go with me.
Gesturing to the peak in the distance that is no longer haunted by a giant bird monster.
I'll go. I'm going into their territory, so it should be fine. Nobody else wants to go with me.
I'll go.
Alright, I'm muted again to sneeze because it's like right up in my nose. Sorry, what did I miss?
Oh, Ryan is going in to talk to our spider friend. She's like, I'm gonna go by myself. If no one else wants to go with me.
I'll go with as well.
Sorry.
I enjoy him. He's a
gonna
wonderful friend.
I'm gonna stay out because I think I'm gonna sneeze again. Hold on.
The funny part is that means the recording is going to have her sneezing, but not the game.
No, I muted my entire mic. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Well, I think I'll stay with the entourage because pull the sled.
Yeah, they need your muscle.
Just don't take too long.
Well, unless we, get caught up in some kind of shenanigans, which is possible.
Knowing our luck, yeah.
Hey, well, it got me, Ryoko, and Amon on the case. We'll be okay.
The three of you split off. Okay, so departing from the group, they're going to keep going a little bit northeast, while the two of you start heading south towards where your Ettercap friend, I suppose, now that you've met a few times. So it doesn't take long before it is confirmed that you are definitely heading into his territory, as there are quite a few spiderwebs that start cropping up. But Amon or someone, just to pick your way through it, not so much to find your way, but to just get through it. A survival or an acrobatics to find a good path through it.
Oh no!
I can do.
To find your way through it.
For shits and giggles, and because I don't think I've used my acrobatic skill this entire time, we're gonna roll acrobatics to pick our way through it.
Okay.
Wow, I rolled bad.
No, the 18 is good.
I rolled an
That's a
11.
good bonus.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, and I'll just say with Ryoko, your ninja training, you don't really have much of difficulty either. But
Yeah.
with that, Amon, you managed to pick out a path that Ryan and Ryoko are able to follow through. And so three of you split off while the other three stay with the group. Actually, the group has been marching for a while, yeah, so they probably taking a break, sitting around letting, because the people who are freed from the mine, they're a little kind of weak. This has been a lot of exertion after a lot of exertion nonstop.
We could honestly split off and make it back to them pretty easily, so considering how big the group is.
Yep. So, yeah, we'll just speed things along and say you managed to pick through that. That was a pretty decent roll. So, eventually, you start finding. You think it looks a little more familiar, Amon, but it's kind of hard to tell when there's just so many webs and it's darker here than other parts of the forest. the jungle. But sure enough, there's a moment where you were kind of hoping that this would happen because you're kind of just kind of looking around, hoping you would be noticed as you hear a voice of the voice of Tampa called down and goes, "Were you trying to find me? You've passed by my place like twice now."
Yes.
Ah.
Hi.
And from the branches descending in that kind of slow but methodical way, the tall Ettercap descends.
Hi.
Right.
Oh,
Welcome. It's not often I have visitors this frequently.
well, we thought we'd come by to see if you were wanted just to let you know what was going on, if you wanted to help us or not, or just be aware in case something goes poorly.
Being informed is always useful. What is occurring?
We're gonna go to try and take care of the thing that's causing all the problems on the island. Well, most of them.
That is indeed a big venture.
Yeah.
Kind of, looks from you to the Trudon and the Tiefling, goes, suppose you've worked out a way to get underwater, because I don't want to assume, but I don't think all of you can breathe down there.
Oh, I can't even swim.
Yeah, no, we have a bell.
We have found a way, yes.
Oh, you've procured a diving bell.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they kind of, I think there's this like click of their chalice areas, and they're like, did not know there was. You wait. Then they're like, I may have made an assumption. Not a woven diving bell that someone like one of my kind would have made.
Huh?
No, it is a magical artifact that enables bubbles to walk under the water with.
Oh, that sounds much more convenient. We've mainly for the Dominion, for the Selenar Dominion, we can make diving bells, nets essentially that are so densely packed that they can trap air in a bubble, allowing those to be weighted down and taken underwater to provide a pocket of air,
Oh.
similar
Okay.
to the glass bells that the dwarves make, but
Oh. Fair enough.
That's really...
diving bells would be a pretty common technology, all things considered, in this setting. But what? I assume you came for assistance then?
Only if you wanted to give it, and also just to warn you in case stuff goes bad.
The storm was pretty intense the last day or so, but unfortunately, combat is not my skill.
No, but you've got spider
However,
web.
yes, I was going to say. However, someone wants to make a persuasion check.
Oh, wait. Am I good at these?
Warlock, charisma
I
caster.
have a +4, but I'm not proficient.
Or
I
either
have
of
a
you.
7.
Okay, I'll slap him on the back and give him guidance.
What? Okay. How? Okay. So,
Any assistance that you can provide will be most appreciated, but no matter how small you may think it would be.
Come on, do it, motherfucker.
they
Yeah,
kind of
getting-
like, like in Ryoko's direction, but like I have been. Sorry, go on.
Sorry. Getting rid of this can only be beneficial to everybody on the island.
Yes, and I have been stockpiling, so I would be. Yes, I would be willing to donate a portion of it towards this. I don't know what specifically you can use for it, but it is yours to make do. It makes good ropes, nets, and as they turn in motion for you to follow as they like ropes, nets, bindings. I don't have enough time to make armored shirts like the one you have, Miss Rayan, but I'm sure you can make some uses for it, and they will guide you into their little clearing, surrounded by the spider webs with their tree house. But um, this is actually the first time that you would see kind of upside down clinging to the bottom of their treehouse that you saw them make, or where you saw them the last few times you camped here. Blah 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 blah. Clinging to the underside of it, you see, just for your sake, horse-sized kind of spider, just kind of clinging under there. You kind of see it, just these eyes kind of reflecting, and it's just kind of there. It looks more like a jumping spider than a web spinning spider, as it's just these two central eyes are just kind of staring at you rather intently, as it's just kind of up there, just cleaning, the way spiders do.
I'm on waves.
Rayan side eyes Ryoko to make sure she's okay.
She's fine.
Okay.
And when Thomas sees you wave at it, Amon, they go, that is my guard spider. They don't like the rain, so they came in because of the storms.
Ah. Lovely eyes.
Quiet there.
It was one of the eggs I was transporting, and it has had much convenient prey to grow here.
Oh,
That is
how have
fair.
the phase spider eggs been?
They have not hatched yet, but they seem to be developing fine.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad there's more of those.
And they go over to this shed that they've made. You realize they're not really like vines holding these, planks and stuff. A lot of it, salvaged driftwood, but it's all stuck together with webbing. But they haul open a door, and inside there are quite a few stacks of spools or coiled grayish white rope, and a few spools wrapped around what looks to be like thicker branches.
Oh wow.
I've been stockpiling to perhaps make a balloon, as I've said, to see if I can drift away if it needed be. But if you were going to deal with the menace of the island itself, I suppose I can stay here in comfort a bit longer. So they will haul out and give you 7 spools of spider silk rope, 100 feet each.
I really wish Shuana came with us. This is a lot to carry.
Well, they are the spools are wrapped up enough that they are shaped. You can put them in the bag of holding.
Yeah,
right.
I've got the bag of holding with me, so just put them in the bag of holding.
Yeah, so it's 7 spools of 100-foot rope, which can then be made to make other materials if someone with the appropriate tool set can make use of them. But as is, You have a very strong rope if you want to claim any of that for yourself.
Could be very useful.
We appreciate the donation to the cause. Hopefully,
Yeah,
we can slay the thing under the reef and get out of here.
Yeah.
I think, depending, I might continue to stay on this island. It is suitable for a farm, as you've seen. But
Yeah.
with the island free, that means it may be open to trade. Might be able to gestures to the rest of the silk, make a hefty hefty profit to send back home.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, and
have
when
many
you're
siblings.
when you've got a lot of that money stuff, um, just remember that we helped get you off the island. I guess.
You will not be forgotten for compensation. Be not afraid.
No, I'm not asking for money. I'm just,
No,
random shit.
if there was compensation, it would be out of gratitude, yes. And they kind of look to Amon. I am not good with speaking to humanoids.
God, tell me about it. Oh my God, somebody understands.
The spider says to the dinosaur. So
Do you find this language really limiting too?
it has its uses, but yes, there are certain phrases and words that can't be conveyed,
I know there's some
among
concepts
others.
that just do not translate.
There are less than 30 words for webbing and silk. Inadequate.
Thank you.
Of course. Take care. Good luck.
You stay safe. If things do go badly, just keep yourself safe.
They don't really have a neck to nod, but they're like torso bobs,
Or so, Bob.
cephalothorax.
Yes.
But so you have acquired spider silk.
You have acquired spider silk. Proceed to the tomb
Ba-da-da-da.
So
On the way back,
hmm,
Ryan will speak up to him on though. Do you
you're
think
dodging spider webs.
do you think we can actually stop this thing?
Uh,
I mean, we took down the Anzu, and no one thought we could take down the Anzu, so.
Yeah, but this isn't really the same kind or caliber.
Well, we don't really know what it is, so we're gonna go find out.
No, don't exactly, but it's vaguely similar to me. And that's concerning. That is concerning to you too, right?
Probably not for the same reasons, but generally speaking, we need to at least drive it off if we ever want to leave this island.
Wait, why would your reasons be different?
that's a you question, Amon. You figure that one out.
So, I noticed a little bit that, especially when I mentioned we were going to defeat the thing in the reef to our Ettercat friend, you got kind of quiet. So I think there's a degree of closeness that you have with it and your bigger self than the rest of us have to the thing in the reef.
There is. I don't know if it's don't think it's exactly like my greater self, but it's similar, and it's tethered here on something like me, which I'm tethered to my body. So we can't kill it, although well, I mean, we can, but not in a way that matters. Well, I mean, it'll matter for here, but if we kill it here or destroy whatever it's tethered to, it will lose its grip, which is good. I'm just worried about whether or not we can do that.
Well, only one way to find out.
Pretty much.
I guess, yeah. Like I'm here. I'm doing. I'm not exuding all of me because that would be detrimental. I don't know how much of itself it's pushing into this plane. Like what we've seen already is not good. It's able to get into people's dreams and control them through it. That's already bad.
So can high-level wizards.
Sure.
Which I don't know if you've met a wizard yet. Have you met a wizard? Have we met a wizard?
No, I don't think so. But I understand like the concept of a wizard. They like. She holds up her book. They use they kind of use one of these, right?
Yeah, they just don't have any innate magic, so they learn it.
That's so fascinating.
Strong ones can do some really scary stuff. I saw one turn an entire field into a thing of fire and brimstone.
Oh.
Something about a miscasting a 7th level spell, Fireball. No idea what it means.
It sounds bad.
Yeah, I try
Oh.
not to fuck with wizards.
I'll
But-
keep that in mind. Don't fuck with wizards.
But the lesson to take from it is that wizards have these almighty, like, fantastical powers to mess with the mind and the concept of reality as you know it. And they are pushovers. You can punch one in the nose and it's probably going to knock them out.
Sure, but they're still, in essence, bound by the rules of the reality they live in.
Mhm.
And in essence, anything that's pushing its way into here is to an extent.
Yep.
I just don't know how much of an extent the thing in the reef is. And that worries me.
Well,
I don't want you guys to die.
Oh, we'll be fine.
There's like
I
12
don't
for
want
fingers.
my guy to die either.
Your guy?
By me. I don't want my me to
Oh.
die.
Yeah.
That's totally not Ione.
What on earth are you even talking about?
Oh, nothing.
Mon's got no chill. Wait, he's always chilled. He's cold-blooded. Wait, no, that's not true. That's been disproven.
It's a
Well,
fantasy
I'm making
setting.
bad jokes. Actually, being mostly fish, Rayan might be.
Might be what?
I mean,
Cold-
isn't
cold-blooded.
Rayon also just like a bunch of corpse parts?
Fish,
Can neither
corpse,
confirm nor
crab,
deny that.
plant.
Wrapped up in seaweed.
She's made up of like crab or lobster and seaweed and
I got the impression that Rand's basically like a Flying Dutchman sailor, where she's just cobbled together out of dead sea creatures.
Essentially.
Who knows?
Possibly, but they weren't weren't necessarily dead when they became her.
Oh, they're dead now.
They're dead. Oh no, they're alive now.
So it's like the fusion creatures from Color Out of Space.
I guess.
Oh
yeah.
no!
If you've seen the movie, you know how fucked up that is.
That happened yet. Yeah, no, when she grabbed things underwater and molded them into her body. They weren't necessarily alive or dead. Who knows?
Yep.
It's this crab going. It's like, I'm a crab. Oh god, now I'm a hand.
Exactly.
You just a crab will be minding its own business and suddenly gets John Carpentered.
Exactly. There is an intentional amount of body horror in Rayan.
11 out of 10 baboons ascended to a higher plane of existence.
Wait, what?
I don't know. Sorry, that's just gonna sound like complete madness. It was something my friend told me, and it stuck with me. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
what were we saying? I got distracted by
talking about the
Thing in the reef.
Thing in the reef.
Yeah. So whatever it is, it has magical artifacts, so it probably has hands. Because it's really hard not to use magical artifacts without hands. Trust me, I've tried.
I don't know that. I don't think it necessarily needs hands. Like, she holds up both of her hands, and then with her mage hand, she like pokes you. I don't need my hands to touch you.
Well, yeah, but can you do more than one magic hand at a time?
Out of context, that statement is alarming. I don't need hands to touch you.
Exactly. It's accurate.
Oh, that's a fair point. In his court, most magical artifacts are created by people with hands.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like it stole. So from what Carano said, it stole a thing to do the storms. So the storms aren't its innate power; it has an artifact. It can't come up and kill us immediately with its own power. It has to kidnap people via parasites. So my current theory, it's a giant isopod that's just really angry.
She just looks at you.
Are you suggesting that our nemesis for the last 26 episodes or whatever has been a giant enemy crab?
Yes.
Giant enemy logs.
Easy.
Like,
leave it all away.
It's a giant enemy crab.
Remember, protect the other side for massive damage.
like,
anyways.
So
God,
so
we're old.
Ow, my ribs.
You made me an ale cookie, you motherfucker.
So it's something that is tethered to reality and probably cannot survive air-based conditions because it's underwater.
Well,
it's using
you don't know
isopods, and it hasn't showed up. If it's so powerful, it would have just come up and just done it itself.
If
Big
God
dragon.
is real, smite me down right now! Immediately get struck by lightning.
No.
Okay, you have a point. It might be bound to the water.
And the thing it uses for the storms generally requires hands. So it has hands of some nature, which means it has a body of some nature, which means we can destroy it.
There are
Could be
so many
using
things
someone
wrong
else's
with your
hands.
statement, but also I can't completely denounce your statement, and it's very hard.
Yeah, I mean, if it's anything like you, then there's some parts that gotta be made of meat or something. And meat can be killed!
Meat, there is something that can be broken. You say it's tethered, we just undo the tether. And sure, is there going to be some giant angry crab god from another dimension mad at us? Maybe. Is that going to allow it to come back and hurt us in my lifetime? Probably not.
I don't. It's possible that it won't, because I don't know if I could find my way back here within your lifetime.
Exactly.
I'm just saying,
Time.
1 out of 1 of the crab people we've met was a Cthulhu worshipper.
Yep. Was a Rygax worshipper. Thank you.
And like,
I'm just saying, there's a good chance it might actually just be a crab. What is it about crabs and eldritch beings?
Personalization.
Carcinization.
deep underwater environments inspired eldritch horror. Crabs are eternal. It just makes
Mhm.
sense.
You know, what's the main thing that eats whale falls? What do you think's gonna eat a godfall?
Oh God.
Crab people. Crab people.
Anyways.
Horrific statement. Thank you. Never say it again.
I appreciate your optimism, Amon.
Like, just like the Anzu fight, it is a creature that is home in an element that I am not. It has the ability to absolutely wreck face, compared to me, while I, in comparison, do not. And yet, which one of them has their dead heart in my bag, and which one of us still stand? Me.
You're not wrong.
Never underestimate the ferocity of a chicken.
All I'm saying is that it wants you to be afraid so that you don't go down there and beat it the crap up. That's why it's been like speaking to you in your dreams, because it knows, oh, you're like me. Fuck. Well, not the reproductive matter, the swearing. Oh, everything's gone awry. Fuck.
So, just a little side. How's Ryoko handling this? Like, just listening to this conversation.
Every eldritch conversation, which she still does not believe.
Well, no, Ryoko had that mind touch. Where she got mind blasted.
But she still didn't believe it.
Ryoko's biting her tongue because she feels if she weighs in on this, Rayan's gonna be mad at her more.
Hey, guess what, TT?
What?
Rayan looks over to Ryoko. Ryoko.
What, do you want to roll an insight
I
check?
played the fifth! I mean, she throws a smoke bomb.
I mean, you technically do have smoke bombs that would work, so...
Ninjas be throwing smoke bombs rather than have a hard conversation.
Are you actually, though, TT?
Yep, I'm rolling it. I'm rolling a stealth. And then an acrobatics to get the fuck out of there.
Okay, so yeah, you use the Misty Step marble.
Wait.
And...
Wrong one. I'm not trying to get yourself!
Amon, you don't see where she went, but Ryan, you see off in the distance, Ryoko just backflipping away from this conversation.
Oh.
Look.
Ryan looks in the direction she went and she looks sad.
Sad puppy.
Her skin turns kind of blue.
Aww. Abadi abadi.
Glad I thought the same thing.
Or ancient.
Do not speak the old magics at me, witch.
I distinctly remember skating at a roller rink to that song as a kid.
Watch out for the giant leeches.
She doesn't believe me.
Well, alright, I guess we're rolling the Haruto Barbarian encounter.
Yeah, the attacks of the likelihood of a leech attack is never 0.
We're tromping through a jungle. That's
Well, I hope this one is not just a giant shag carpet. Like the last giant leech I fought.
But
No, wait, that was the creeping terror. What were the giant leeches? Were they just garbage bags?
They were just garbage bags with cleverly painted mouths and eyes.
but actually, I'll just say with that roll for stealth, Ryoko.
Mhm.
Quiet Hearts, you see Ryoko trying to sneak back up to the group, as your passive is just absurd.
Just
Well, I'm not even sneaking. I wanted a distraction and I got out of there.
Oh, yeah, so Ryoko, like, just the group started marching up to Ryoko, you heard them going, so. Yeah, Ryoko rejoins the group with the other two.
since she's the first one to come back, Quiet Hearts will reach out and go, ask, "Did everything go all right?"
We got all the spider stuff. I decided to just go ahead to avoid an awkward conversation.
Oh, okay.
It's true, it was very awkward. Also, our Ettercap friend will not be joining us. He's not built for combat or trained in combat, but he has donated silk rope. Roughly, if I remember right, it's 100-foot rope, 700 feet worth of ropes.
We can make it
And-
into nets or rope or
Utra, like, hearing that, just kind of whistles and goes, "Whew, that is very generous. That would have taken quite a bit to trade for that much."
We were very grateful for his donation.
It'll hopefully come in handy.
And I'll need to make it the actual conversion rate, but because of the nature of the spider silk, it can be worked into essentially the rope form is like the storage form of it, and it could be worked into a much finer and still very strong thread. So you technically get more than the 700 feet out of it in terms if you work it into fishing line or thread or nets, that kind of thing. But this is more for village mechanics, but you can still use it as a very strong rope if you wanted to. But, it can also be used to make bowstrings and stuff.
It should be helpful, right?
Oh, damn it! I actually did have something written down that Taylor was going to give in addition to that. So we'll rewind a bit. Also, Amon, or they would hand this actually to you, Ryoko.
Mm-hmm.
They hand you what is 3 what looks to be pomegranate-sized bundles. They're be very careful with these. If these are punctured or thrown with sufficient impact, they will explode into a very sticky web. So you have 3 web grenades. They're basically grenades that replicate the spell web.
Fuck yeah.
Cool. It's really
Not
cool.
sure how they would. You don't think they would work too well, in water, but
Can't hurt to try.
but still, it'd be useful, if you just wanted to hold on to those. That was something I did have written down that I forgot to. I didn't scroll down the list far enough. But, 700 feet of spider silk rope and the 3 web grenades. So, continue. That was.
So yeah, we're back.
Brian's hung back a little. Still tinged blue. So I guess we keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. Reading.
Moving right along.
So, I'll say that I need to make like the little tokens so like keep track of on maps. But so continuing along, I'll just
So where are we, like,
continue to use
here?
the now closer to here.
Ah, okay.
I need to make a little.
You know, it's been a while since we've summoned it, but what does Tartarus like do when they're not on the field?
I'll use that purple dot.
I imagine run around in a big field in hell with a bunch of other hellhounds.
You've never asked me.
Play.
It's just Yoada asking Ryoko as they walk.
Yeah. Why not?
I imagine they just run around in a big field and play with the other hellhounds. Chase
APMs.
damned souls and tear them to shreds over and over again.
Yeah, I've never had a dog. I wouldn't know.
Do not feel bad. I too have never had a dog. I've heard they're delightful.
I have a frog.
Frogs are pretty good. They just kind of sit there
lives in
mostly.
your book.
What?
Your frog lives in your book.
Yep.
Just so we're not just bogged down with going, and we go. Let's do one last round of perception checks just to keep things up for, and we'll speed things up.
Okay.
I know a lot of this campaign has been, and we're walking. And we're
I
walking.
mean, we're traveling on an
We're
island.
walking. Yes, indeed, we're walking. Sorry, I got songs in my head.
Rockin' and rollin' down to the beach. I'm strolling.
Raven, do your thing too. Eyes in the sky and eyes on the ground.
You get a crit, it's going to be funny.
Wait,
Pretty far off.
that was a 13, actually.
Yeah.
Not far off.
I tried to click on 3 different P things before I found perception.
Persuasion, performance. Yeah. I need to make those buttons bigger.
Yeah.
Or something.
But anyway, so marching along, it really seems that having such a large group and honestly not very quietly, because moving this amount of people, it's kind of impossible to stay quiet completely. So, at least untrained people at least, but it seems that most of the wildlife is giving you a wide berth. You'll see birds up in the branches that kind of just seem confused by this large group before flying off. Again, a couple of monkeys, different types, will kind of from a distance observe before going back to doing monkey things. Nothing dangerous seems to approach besides that one encounter with the bandit fly, but it seems nothing else is gutsy enough to come after such a large group. But
Hey, I imagine if the Anzu was still around, it would be, ooh, snacks.
oh yeah, there would have been no way that this large of a group would have gotten unattacked, much sooner. And honestly, there were times where I was rolling that because even your group, with in the times where you weren't being trying to be super stealthy, there were chances it could have been a random encounter. But yeah, that's what you get when you're encroaching on the apex predator's territory, and it's fucked up. But
Mhm.
you continue the march for several hours, having to stop, every once in a while so people can stop, get some water, have a snack, keep up the energy. But the sun does start to go down, and you get to about there when it's like getting to be sunset, and Utroth goes, "We're gonna, rather than wait here for the night, do you wish should we continue to press on?"
We'd get there late, but we might want to just push on. What do you think?
It leaves us less likely to be at risk of attack if we keep moving.
Yeah,
Whatever.
we don't exactly have, enough camping with all these people.
Yeah.
And Quiet Hearts, as you've been going along, you've been making sure to keep counting people, and the numbers have been consistent.
They are definitely keeping their eyes on the number of people, and especially the number of goblinoids.
Yeah, the number is consistent, beyond your 3 friends leaving and then rejoining.
Hmm.
Whitehearts is here. They know better now.
Demons historically do not tend to learn.
And as you're actually starting to discuss this, Corona, I assume that because this would have been like when the group stopped and was taking a break, and you might have perched in a tree. Corona, you catch out of the corner of your eye flapping of wings, and you look over as you spot a familiar harpy flying through the air in your direction. As you spot Neri, the former lookout of the Driftwood Dolphin, flying in your direction, as she seems to have spotted you as well, since you are kind of colorful.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll call down to the rest of them and make sure that they know that that's a friend before she does anything else, and then she'll wave her over, just to make sure that she knows where we are.
Yes. And she swoops in and swoops down, lands on a branch, close by. People kind of are startled by, sudden arrival. But thanks to your warning, no one seems too worried. But she grins as she goes, was told that there might be people coming by. So, and she looks down at everyone, is like, "Ooh, this is a lot of people you're bringing." Um, uh, and she's like, "Anything I can do to help? Guide y'all back?"
Another pair of eyes in the sky wouldn't hurt. We're traveling in such a big group to make, give everything in the jungle a second thought about attacking us when we need to get this bell to the village to actually do anything in the water.
Oh yeah, that's what the Tinker guy's been talking about. They've been they got that turtle up and floating around. They've been making an arch for the bell, I guess, to secure it.
Mm-hmm. So, they're also coming with us to potentially help get rid of the thing in the reef. So,
Good. Yeah, they attacked when the storm was kind of going bad. A couple people got cut down, but
yeah,
after the last time, people were waiting.
hopefully soon that will end completely and forever.
Oh, good. I know I'm not going to be any use in the water, but good. And looking down, she'll, spotting Rand, she'll give a friendly wave because you have it, there's that moment of bonding you had with her at the village. But she like looks to the rest and goes, can lead you to where the river's thinnest. You know, can cross easier. Gumglor's actually there. He might be able to ferry people across the river.
That would be lovely.
Yeah, he's been hanging out with the village recently, so. And with Neri now getting the party, she actually has a lantern that she carries in whatever talon as she flies, so that you kind of guiding. But with her help, we'll just speed things up. You know, night comes. It's kind of daunting marching through the jungle at night, but with the lizard folk, they pull out torches. You know, you've got a drift globe, so you know, someone tosses that up, that would provide a pretty good source of light for the marching. Um, so making it to the river, normally it would be very bad idea to cross a river at night like this, but as you approach, you see Gumgalore actually sitting on the bank, just kind of with his fishing line cast into the river as the boat's tied up to a stump that he's sitting on. And hearing everyone walk up, he turns and kind of turns in his sea and then waves friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So, with Gumgalore's help, could start ferrying people across the river. Not the fastest, way, but it's the safest, especially with the Bubbles the Elemental helping. So, yeah. Eventually, as a couple of hours after night, you all manage to make it to the village.
Yay!
I'll just throw this in.
One step closer to
Okay.
absolutely wrecking whatever the hell is in this reef.
Yay! In the morning we go to war!
I'm so ready to murder this
That's how I do
bitch.
it? Okay.
Maybe not
Yeah.
in the morning. It might take a couple days to rig up the machine.
I don't like this
This
fucking
is
asshole.
only a portion of what the village looks like. It's bigger than this.
Yeah.
I mainly did that for the bottom one because that's actually a good how it looks being on the edge of a cliff.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
But as you're welcomed into the village, they've got torches up. They normally don't have that many torches up since torches don't burn that long. But hearing that there were so many, that the group was or that your group was approaching, they've been up waiting. And just like how the lizard folk were welcomed back into their village, many of those that you've escorted are welcomed back in excitement by those who missed them in the village, as well, not quite a celebration, but there is a joyous feeling in the air as, exhausted from their hike across the island, they're brought food and drink and are talking and discussing what they missed. And I should get back to the NPC list. So, sorry, hold on. Okay. Matilda, the kind of leader of the village, she walks up. She gives a respectful nod to Utroth, and actually, Orovir walks up with her too. And Matilda goes, "Well, we were expecting to have more mouths to feed," and then she looks to the lizard folk, a little bit more than was expecting, and then just kind of ruefully, and she goes, Rizilda's gonna have her work cut out," and then wherever goes, looks to Utroth and goes, "So I assume you think it's time to march. And Utroth gives a nod, and then looks to your group and goes, "Thanks to them, they don't have their hostages anymore."
They're pretty cool that way.
And Orovir grins that he's a black dragonborn, so he doesn't really have much in the way of lips, but he can still you still see him grin in that dragon way.
Oh, black
As-
dragons grin. It just usually doesn't mean good things for you.
Yeah, it's kind of a rictus look, but he goes, "Well, then we must plan how we're assaulting them. Although first, rest, eat, take care of yourselves, and we can discuss this in a bit. There's actually a couple of things that some people around that wish to talk to you." And Matilda nods. She goes, "Oh yes, Jairus, artificer fellow. He really wants to talk to you. He got the turtle thing working, and that thing survives whatever you're going to do with it. That will be quite helpful to the village." And let's see. Who else went there? Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'll try to think of this more, but yeah, they say there's a few people that want to talk to you, but rest up. The plan for the assault will be in a bit. So you are free to do what you want. Well, before planning the attack.
Okay.
Let's see. So there were some things. There was. Oh, who's echoing?
Sorry, my microphone doesn't want
Okay.
to stay in for a second. Once again, I should be good now.
So there's Jairus the Triton Artificer. You do know that he was also working on some potions because he's actually mostly an alchemist rather than an engineer. So it's taking that's why he's not as good at repairing the things. But there's the curator. I believe you haven't talked to him. The guy that was on the boat, the Gnomish scholar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the stuff from the curator you found in the vault. And then I think Rayan, you said you wanted to talk to Ventralk, the Karkanos
yes.
occultist.
Yes.
Yeah, and there. So up to you what you want to do. People are mostly just kind of scattered around, eating, having reconnecting with the people that were brought back. And honestly, once you start dispersing, people will occasionally stop and thank you for bringing someone back, or just thanking you in general.
Okay, I don't need a place to hide.
You are a rogue.
That's true. That is true.
What do y'all want to do?
I want to find Ventral.
Okay. Rona, was there something you wanted to do?
I'm looking at my sheet to see if there's anything I need to prepare or anything. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think I've got anything magically I can really set up. I guess I could, just because we're gonna rest, I could cast Flock of Familiars.
Uh-huh.
God, how many of these would pop up now?
Fucking
So-
Birdemic.
It's like 3 with the original. I think it's
They're
2 with the
familiar,
original
yeah.
cast, and then you get an extra.
It's 3 with the
familiar-
original cast.
Then it's an extra familiar for every everything past like 4th level. I think it is.
So it would still only have 3 because it's getting cast at 4th level.
Oh no, sorry. Be everything after 5th level then.
So I'd still only have 3 because I'm casting it at 4th level.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I think so. I don't know. I have to look at it.
Oh god, let me find.
Now, at higher
If you-
levels, when you cast the spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, you conjure an additional familiar for each spell slot above 2nd.
Okay, so I'd summon 5.
Yeah. Okay. 5. I thought it was
I
a higher
summoned-
tier. That was a higher tier spell than that.
It's a 2nd level spell. I'm gonna summon 5 birds.
Oh yeah, that's why. That's why Hildegard was able to summon the bombing run.
Right.
That's right, the bombing run. I'm gonna summon 5 birds, and I'm just gonna have them scout
Your
around.
assorted primal tide seagulls.
Yes. It's a weird, fucked up seagull, a flying like manta ray.
Man
Okay.
Ray.
Yeah, I'm gonna summon those and have them go around, like, leave the town, but in like a circle and just check around, and then just spread out and see if they can't find anything weird, and
Patrol.
eventually
Patrol.
send them down towards where the thing in the reef lives.
Okay.
They last for an hour. I don't know if they could get that far. in an
Yeah, they
hour,
won't
but-
be able to get that far, but they would be able to do a pretty decent patrol of the surrounding island area.
Yeah.
Is there any place within the relative safety of the village that is a large, wide open space that there are not any people in?
What?
They're not like a super big open area, but there would be like an area where, since most of the people are grouped up around the like campfires and stuff, there would be spaces like that.
Okay, I'm gonna go to one of those spaces and I'm gonna play my little Tarbarus flute and summon the Hellhound.
And stepping out of that little Terran space, the Hellhound steps out and looks to you expectantly.
I've got a mission for you.
Hmm.
I pick up a stick and I throw it into the woods. Fetch.
It narrows its eyes at you. Make a persuasion check.
I'm sorry, this dog is husky in it, which means it's part cat.
15? That's
a-
not bad.
It's a demon, so it's full husky.
Well,
Yeah.
technically devil.
It's full.
It's a
husky.
devil. It's a
Nonetheless.
devil, so it's a wolf dog. It's a
Nonetheless.
fucking balto.
Yeah, it kind of like gives you this like narrowed eyed look before obeying the pact that it made through the whistle. It goes over, picks up the stick, walks it over, drops it at you. The stick is smoldering.
Cool. I grab it and I throw the stick again. Fetch.
Does that like, when dogs do the
Sigh, the dog
turns
sigh.
around and walks, grabs it. The stick is this side. The stick is like on fire, like it's trying to catch as they drop it at.
Cool.
Your
I
feet.
keep doing it. I'll replace it with new sticks until the Hellhound like asks why or to
Yeah,
leave.
it when you pick up the second stick, it's like, pardon me for asking, but what is the point of this?
I'm thinking about you and I, and maybe the tragedy of us is that we've never been allowed to be, normal. I mean, how often do you get to do dog things?
Dog things, fetching sticks
It's a dog thing.
I have fetched bones, but it is the first time I have fetched a stick. They kind of like disdainfully at the smoldering twig.
Is it doing anything for you?
Doing anything.
And then again, there's that like that head tilt the dog does when they hear a weird noise that they're not used to, and it's just like it is different than being summoned for battle. It is unexpected. They kind of like look around the village, and this is all in Infernal. Actually, no, this I can't remember if I made Tarber special.
You can speak in Infernal. That's fine.
Yeah. No, I know he speaks in Infernal, but I can't remember if he was one of the special hellhounds that telepath. Can't remember where I stuck his sheet. I have too many things. Anyways.
Oh, it's right. It's right over here. Barbarous.
Language is Infernal.
Okay, yeah.
He's right between
summons and
my Shadow
minions. There it
Spawn.
is.
He's right between my Shadow Spawn and Delzozar.
Yeah, the summons and minions tab got shrunk. So I missed it. Yep. But yeah. So do you ask him, is it good for him?
Is it doing anything for him?
They go, it's they kind of like don't know how to answer it. They're like, I'm confused more than anything.
That's fair. You want to go back?
Yeah, ask it what it does when it's not here.
They kind of like look. They kind of sit. Yeah, the dog sits there, and the hellhound sits, and they go, I have not been here for the allotted time that I required by the pact.
I mean, do you want to go back, though? I mean, if you want to go back, you can go back.
She's offering him.
I can stay.
Just tell me to stay.
No, they say I could stay, and then they like made a like. There's like a snarl as they realize what they said.
Yeah, this is definitely Husky. Trauma, bitch.
All right.
You
Want to keep playing fetch?
No.
Yeah, fair enough.
They do give like a sniff at the air, and they go, I do smell meat.
Want some meat? We can get some meat.
And they kind of stand up, and they don't really have much of a tail. It's kind of a bob, but it's more like kind of bone, really.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a slight little wag before they can rein themselves in. And Tarbarus will follow you if you.
Yeah, I'll go lead Tarbarus and get us some meat.
There are a couple of people who do shriek at seeing a hellhound suddenly just walking in alongside you because
I then turn it on by acting like they're shrieking at me, and really just laying into the guilt trip.
Yeah, it was more like an instinctual reaction, but when they see you do that, they're there was even another tiefling guy. I think the guy actually that you fished out of the ocean before the seaweed encounter. He was like just startled by its appearance, and it's just like he has this look of just complicated emotion. Like, why'd you turn that on me? All right,
I absolutely want to.
Doing that offended gasp.
So.
Oh, I see. Because I'm a tiefling. You feel need to scream when I enter. I see.
So Ryoko, you spend some time making people feel a little awkward.
Yep.
But upon seeing that Tartarus is behaving himself, there's a few times where he just kind of might have glared at someone a little too long, drooled a little bit, that caught fire on a bit of grass. But other than that, he behaves himself, and thanks to that and being, proximity to one of the people that, is now known to be a potential savior of the village and island, knowing how Ryoko loves the attention, they quickly get over themselves. If, people do occasionally like look over and just like, what's that dog doing now?
What the dog doing?
It's working out real well. Nobody wants to approach me.
Oh yeah,
God.
just like those types of ladies that get a big scary dog, so no one like bugs them.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, Tartarus, for the 30 minutes you can spend in a day, will gratefully, enjoy whatever meat you toss his way, and he'll say, definitely fresher than the meat that he gets down in hell. Otherwise, it's demon meat, and then that's just no good.
Well, imagine it turns into like crude oil when you start eating it.
Well, no, down in the abyssal hells, when you die, you stay dead, but it's still just not tasty.
Oh, crude oil and a hellhound would not mix.
Explosive.
Why they don't like
mix.
Here, boy, fetch! Fucking pulls a pin on a grenade. He's like, don't worry, he'll be back. Really pissed off.
So, other than that, anything else anybody wanted to do?
I would like to find
Oh yeah, Vetro. What was that, right, David?
I was gonna say, has anyone checked on the sharks in the kegs we left?
Oh yes, that was another thing that that was something that I was going to bring up. You do hear that the Dr. Vuteg, the orc, would like to speak to you about the Sahagin. If anyone wants to go find them, they would be in their medical hut.
I'd say probably Quiet Hearts was looking to see if anyone needed any more healing after the go long, and probably got a lot of emphatically, no, I'm feeling really good, actually.
The people who encountered that last time. Yeah.
Yeah, then probably just by virtue of being the doctor's like, hey, I need to talk to your people about the fucking sharks and the kegs you left.
And, that was another thing I was actually gonna say. You do see kind of emerging from one of the huts. Partially, you do see a Sahagin peek their head out, and there's another one standing behind them, which you recognize one of them as one of the ones you knocked out. Both of them missing the parasite.
Rad. So yeah, Quiet Hearts would
And
pass it.
I just say, with your good vision, you do see that inside this hut that you seem to have been given, you do see a couple barrels of what looks to be seawater.
Gotcha.
So they can waterboard themselves when they need to.
Oh god.
But yeah, getting the message and seeing the aware shirt people, Quiet Hearts would pass it along to the rest of the group.
Okay. Yeah, you can still talk to the doctor if you wish.
Yeah.
But
sure, why not?
okay, yeah, because if you wanted to go offer healing services,
Probably the doctor pulled them away from that because
yeah,
patients are getting jumpy.
But yeah, the orc doctor, she would have walked back out of the little healing hut, and looked to you and go, I do appreciate your generosity, although most of it is superficial. the more serious stuff Marlene was able to take care of. She's been more mindful of making sure she's ready for such stuff. But the parasites, the
Shoof.
Sahagin that you left here last time. Sorry, I don't mean to talk over you, Raven, if you were trying to say
Yeah.
something.
Go ahead.
I realize a lot of this has been me expositioning tonight. Sorry.
I've also been talking.
Go. It's fine.
We
The,
literally asked you
okay.
for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They go. So, initial examination of the parasite showed that it was some kind of mutated deep sea life. Superficially, looks like something that someone called a sea pig. Never seen it in my life, but
Oh,
something. From what we can tell after removing it, first one I was very careful to try to surgically extract it. That caused the patient to awaken and become quite violent. But at being restrained and sedated again forcefully, we decided to cut the parasite itself before attempting to disentangle it. And upon killing the parasite, we were able to remove it without further danger to the host. And once awakening it, and some forceful mental reawakening, if you know what I mean. Quite hard to know exactly what they mean. I probably had to slap them around a bit. They came to awareness, and we were able to replicate it with the others. And in doing so, we found that these things, presumably because they are sea life, do not appreciate fire. We held a torch to one of them, and we were able to save the two initial ones, and then we were able to rescue three more when they attacked again before they fled back into the water. And once we subdued them and removed those, they were also freed as well.
I see.
So, but it seems that these creatures will actually try to escape if fire is brought to them. Perhaps whatever.
Is them departing less harmful to the host than tearing them out, I assume?
It still caused some damage to the host, but nowhere near as much as when we tried to, if someone tried to rip it out, or, surgically remove it without killing it first. Stabbing and slicing it seems to work decent, same as anything soft-bodied and trying to kill it.
Understood.
It's just, from what we could tell, and from speaking with them, it seems that these parasites, and you may have come to this conclusion yourself, these parasites solidify whatever mental domination this creature controlling them has. But once removed, they have that chance to awaken.
Yes. Almost like extending the reach of a domination spell.
Something like it, and definitely concerning, but gives them a weak spot at the least.
Just gonna nod at that. Goes, thank you for telling us. I am unsure what use this will have underwater, but it's still good to know.
Of course. I've got to go deal with them, and she almost had to calm them down as she gestures back to the patients, but she caught herself. But you go enjoy yourself. Seems it might be the last time we have for a while until whatever's down there is dead.
It shouldn't take too long.
I sure hope so. we've been living under the Anzu for years, so we thought it wasn't going to go anyway, and you all dealt with it in nearly the same week you got here. So, there's high hopes, but, no pressure. We kind of give that orc tusk grin.
Well, if there is, won't matter too much for us for that much longer. Just the unblinking stare, and they just slowly turn away and move off.
My God.
They do seem a little off put by that, but they're not going to say anything. You've been way too helpful to the village.
This is one of their better attempts at small talk. Anyways, yeah, they'll go off and find the other peoples and inform them that fire bad. Or fire good.
Fire bad!
Oh. And then, Ray, you wanted to go talk to Ventrock?
Yeah.
Okay. And you find him. He's not in his little cave. He's sitting around one of the campfires having dinner.
She'll come up behind him.
One of the eye stalks swivels to see you approach.
Ventrock?
Hello. They put down their bowl of noodles.
She eyes it, she eyes it thoughtfully.
Just gonna say that a noodle maker washed up on the shore or something, just for that joke.
Great, but love noodles. It's all the fun of eating like worms or whatever, and none of the guilt.
It's all the fun of slurping a galaxy without the galaxy.
Mhm.
God. She'll sprinkle Arum on it. It'll taste great.
Oh, jeez. Aurum Schlager.
God.
Just like the planetary core.
She'll motion towards where he's sitting. May I?
Of course, they gesture. They're kind of they weren't alone at the campfire. There was a few other people, but seeing you approach and wanting to talk, they kind of politely excuse themselves.
Yeah, she will ask if they could have a moment.
And it wasn't that he was eating with them. It was just they were just sharing the same campfire, so they don't seem too off put as I step up and walk away.
She'll watch him go, and then she'll turn to him. Do you have any friends on the island?
Friends? Orovir is a fine fellow.
But is he a friend?
And it does the crab shrug, where they just kind of lift up the other hands. I suppose I would consider the village my friends. No one in particular, but I am very fond of everyone here. You become fond of people when you've lived with them for years.
Or sooner.
I'm kind of still seen as something as, the odd one, the hermit, but
Do they know what you used to be?
doubtful.
That's
But
probably the better.
People's past here are rarely taken. You judge them in the present. And he kind of gestures. He goes, "It would be in poor taste, but if you wanted proof, just ask how many of these fine fellows and lasses used to be pirates. More than a few, I would say. You're captain of the ship that you were swept up in, for example. But
I don't know if she was a full-on pirate, but she was smuggling things.
she trails blood in her wake as like a shark who has fed a while ago. She no longer. And he kind of there's like a look, like a twitch in the Karkanos example of like a frown among the ice stocks. He goes, I don't mean to. It's hard when time is more of a suggestion sometimes to keep yourself polite and not reveal things you shouldn't. Difficulty.
Yeah, I understand. Following time from one point to another is tricky.
I get the feeling you have a specific question for me, yes?
Two questions.
They kind of gesture for you to go on.
What were you like before? What were others like who believed in me?
And he's silent as he seems to look, the eye stock strapped down, and you can tell he's like looking into the little campfire.
Yeah.
And then he reaches over, picks up the little clay bowl with the noodles, and kind of stirs at it with a finger, and then seeming like he's trying to catch his thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Don't give him time.
If I am being kind, we were obsessed with survival.
What do you mean?
To put things perhaps dramatically oversimplified, and perhaps insultingly so, I apologize. We were afraid of the big fish and we wished to become them.
So you
We
reached
took
out.
shelter in the shadow of a greater being, hoping to feed off the scripts and perhaps
You were
parasitize
remoras.
some of.
You were remoras.
I suppose that would be a more flattering comparison, but no, we were. I'm ashamed to say it, although when we did draw your attention, you seemed amused more than offended. We tried to feed on the God Eater.
She like snorts. Sorry.
Again, gives that shrug with the eye stalks.
I just found the concept of something trying to feed off of me funny. Sorry.
Parasites, like I said, not predators. Parasites can be beneficial to the host.
I'm
But-
not going to judge you. No one, people have been, well, the people who know, have been kind enough to not judge me, which is baffling, to be honest, but I feel it's fair that I do the same. I'm not angry at you or whatever you've done in the past. You're here, you're not harming the village. You called me here, or made me aware of, and like, she glances around, looking for quiet hearts. Made me aware of somebody. I'm not upset. I just wanted to know.
when I say there's another term I could say we were, and perhaps it might be a cliche saying this to you of all people, but we were ravenous. Power. Many of us were ravenous for knowledge.
I understand.
You said you had a second question, unless that did not satisfy your first.
No, you've satisfied my question. The other one is not something that I'm sure you would know, but something that you might have more. You might be able to help me with.
Hmm.
The thing in the reef. There's still a lot we don't know. And she makes the eyes appear, with her illusions.
There's clicks his mouth parts in distaste, kind of be the equivalent of a spit. There's a little bit of bubbles that froth up for a moment.
Fair. We found that it reaches through dreams, both to control and to intimidate.
Yes.
It's itching in the back of my mind, and I still don't know who or maybe what or who it is. We found that there was a grell, and she pulls out the eye
The pearl.
pearl.
Eye
Yeah,
pearl.
it had this in it, and when I grabbed it, I got it. It tried to lash out at me, and there was some organ that a demon wanted for some reason. She frowns at the thought of Fizzle.
I
I mean,
think you
Wrath.
harvested that too.
I think Ioane took it.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember if I have it or
Probably in
someone
the
else
bag of
does.
holding.
Probably.
Yeah,
Let's put
well,
that
you
there.
already took it to preserve it because you got taught that trick by the moon scale,
Yeah.
how to preserve organs.
And it offers him the pearl to look at.
There is a visible hesitation to take it, but he does reach out and very carefully take it between the points of his fingertips.
The hold on it is gone. It only had enough power left in it to lash out at me. You're safe.
Is they kind of turn it over, look at it in their hands, and goes, "This was grown, not carved."
Yeah. It was
Like a pearl
yeah.
or a tumor.
I'm not familiar with that word.
Flesh run rampant without control. Something that grows without death. It's sorry. It's a medical term as well. The doctor, fine person, they would be able to explain it to you better, but it is something that grows where it shouldn't due to sickness or corruption.
So this could have been it from it corrupting the girl, most likely.
And they hand it back over, seemingly glad not to be holding it anymore. And I'm going to have them roll to see what they know about Grill. Oops, that's the wrong dice. That's a D12, not a D20.
It's fine. He's just tired.
So kind of seems to think for a moment, goes, Rebel are curious things. Can't really call them creatures. Some people think they were created first and then escaped into the wilds, just like the Chuls did. Those were confirmed to be created. But Gorel, they seem to come from elsewhere. Perhaps it was summoned, created, drawn here, and then twisted into service. You said that there was. It had a. Wait, there's only. Hold on. Wait, let me see if they would actually. Nope, never mind. They wouldn't make this connection. But,
Damn.
Ryan, since you're
Yes.
discussing this, I will give you a chance. Do an intelligence check.
Oh God!
Or, well, no, because this is kind of related to magic and your whole thing. You can do a spell casting thing, so roll charisma.
Charisma. Okay, that's
This
what I
is
should have made
technically
better.
this. You would have.
All right, Ryan. Come on, Ryan. Roll good. Roll good, Ryan. No!
Okay,
Are you serious, Ryan?
you seem stumped.
Oh my God! Fuck. What? Hi, Kitty.
There's
She just come in
The-
and scream at you.
Yes.
you were screaming, so they came in to scream at you.
Hold on, I'll go feed her. Hold on.
God.
That
Natural
was so
one.
funny.
Oh my God.
Like, no! Oh, hi, kitty.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh God, that's frustrating.
but
Village
yeah,
must
so
have a cat.
I'll say that something is like bugging you about this, about
Yeah.
this eye and this grell and whatever this thing is.
Okay.
You know,
Oh,
you can't make the connection right now, but something's there. You're just not sure what. Bugging you. So
There's also
Anything-
these.
Hmm?
What? There's
Go
also
ahead.
the. Have you heard about the parasites?
Ah, yes. Mutated life. It's strange. Normally, the primal tide energies don't corrupt sea life like that, but yes, they seem to be deep sea creatures twisted into becoming tools of domination, slavery.
This thing has grabbed a hold of the energy of the primal tide and is aiming it.
Or at least holding these things up to a source of it and corrupting. I don't know. The thing is, primal tide energy has existed since the tides first appeared, and there's been time for people to experiment with it to drastic and often devastating effect.
Hmm.
Like, I believe the Truls bringing them back up again. They were the experiment of a mad mage several hundred years ago, and they have spread after they killed the mage and went feral. So there's a little bit of lore background for Truls.
Yeah. There's something in the back of my mind. There's something there.
I can help you dredge it up from the depths I could, but
Oh no.
I'll just say when I rolled to see if he made the connection, he didn't roll much better than you did. You rolled a 2.
Oh my god, what?
Like it was just like, oh, that's kind of funny. All right, he didn't make this connection. Then you rolled a natural, and I'm like,
Natural
all right.
fucking one.
So
Why? You just got food. Why are you back? I'm so confused. I want chicken if that's what
He
you
just wants to scream.
Oh.
He just
Mother-
wants to scream. Okay.
Mother, I must scream.
so, is there anything else you wanted to ask Ventrop?
Oh, she'll bring up the eye. No,
Which
not the
eye?
eye. The artifact. That there's an artifact connected to the storm god that's down there.
Ah. Oh. And they seem to think about it. The Storm Viper's eye was shattered, which was why the Ruby Empire shifted there, was forced to rely on the hellish compacts. Although, there have been, and they kind of seem to think about it for a moment, there have been stories that say fragments have appeared and disappeared over time, so. But there are other powerful relics associated with the god, so it manipulating something of the Storm Viper's power, that would make sense.
That's why there's
Especially
been
with
those
how
nasty
it's been.
storms.
What's that?
That's why there's been those nasty storms.
Yes, and they would explain why, or perhaps it was one of these recovered magical items. But still curious why it seems to be hoarding such items or collecting things. Because your ship itself was attacked because it was transporting that. I seem to think in that moment that necrotic beacon from Modher.
Yeah. Why would it want these? What could it?
I stock shrugs power.
I guess, but if it's something
It was,
like
and it was enslaving people to mine Aurum. It is doing something with magic, perhaps.
maybe it's trying to solidify its connection.
There is a lot of magic items are one of the most transportable sources of condensed ether, so perhaps ether just being the setting version of magical energy.
Yeah. Maybe. It's just.
Who knows? Maybe it was eating the Aurum.
It's actually not that bad.
You're much more alike than you care to admit, apparently.
It's actually not that bad. It would make like it doesn't it tastes good, but it would be better if it was like on something.
Down there,
They
it's there
nod
with him.
thoughtfully.
Down there, the villain of this arc is with a cheese grater, slowly shredding up gold and putting on top of Parmesan salad.
Like there's people who would like do lead flakes on their food.
Ugh.
Anyways, so they don't seem as off put as everyone else has when you mentioned eating Aurum.
Finally.
They just seem to nod thoughtfully. But anything else you want to talk to him before we switch?
No, I'm fucking pissed at my natural one.
Yeah, that's the cookie. That's the dice tower crumbles.
Yeah. She'll just go and eat some food.
Okay, so anything else anybody wanted to talk to? There's still the artificer, although you probably see him approaching the group eventually.
Yeah, he'll probably come to us.
Actually, what did you have like been eating together, right?
Yeah.
There is a moment where, as you're eating, Quiet Hurts, you see what like one of the pieces of food on your plate lift up, and then just like as if something reached over and picked it up, and then as you see a bite taken out of it, you see Pizlop just kind of reappear from invisibility and just kind of give a wave to the group as they're munching on whatever like baked tuber or something.
Rayan will,
Pizlop being a little ballsy going after the paladin's food.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rayan will look unpleasantly at his.
I was gonna say Quiet Hearts followed like the the apple or whatever it was go up and then the bite take out of it. You know, just full stare for a minute. There's not like any anger behind it, just kind of a
What was
just
that?
watching.
Yeah, and yeah, no, Pizlop's just he like just kind of grins, like, tasty, and then
Careful. You might get splattered.
They then lean down and basically tap the side of their the mouth guard to the apple, and then a bite just appears out of the apple as well.
What?
That's funny. So it's like after a moment, it's like, there you are, you little shit. As you see Jarrus approach, and Pizlop just waves him off. Pizlop's still wearing the like goggles up on his head. Not quite, but sort of matching the artificer who's also wearing goggles, but they're like loose around his neck.
Mhm.
He goes, heard you were back in town. Really? Whatever. Heard you were back with a lot more people.
Yes, we were able to locate most of the people that have been taken working in a makeshift ore mine.
Yeah, I was hearing about that. That's intense. But also explain why yeah, you can exactly have fish people working a mine like that.
I mean,
But sorry, what was that?
I know, ignore me, I'm joking.
So he goes, so was able to that core you got me. They brought it back and it's working. I can show you the tortoise after you're done eating, but it's just parts off to the side. We got the lizard folk are helping on some of us, or the moon scale. They're helping us hear the bell to it. It'll be ready by morning at least. I'm okay.
You were right.
I'm fine, keep going.
Does Kelly need to do the Heimlich?
No, it's just piece
Wrong
of
pipe.
chip in the back of my throat. It's fine.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Juris seems excited by this. He goes, Power Core, surprisingly good state. I didn't think there was anything still around with, something that size still intact. Did go back, actually, no, he wouldn't have had time to go check it out himself.
How does one of the birds go? Since there's nowhere on zoo.
What's that? Yeah, no, I was just trying to think on like timeline wise, you probably would have had time to be there and back. Because
he could have had gone with one of the harpies.
Not true.
Since a harpy
yeah.
was able to get there. A harpy was able to get there pretty quick.
Yeah. So but no, he goes really excited about what I heard of that place. Seems like a perfect place once we get things cleaned up and secure. I might be able to open up a workshop over there, or at least salvage a lot of stuff there. oh, I actually helped Anchor. And he points over, and you've seen Anchor, the Warforged protector of the village.
Mhm.
He goes, actually helped him get the battle claw that was found there. You can, and if you remember, there was actually a Marasite, basically like a lobster claw for battle, that was specifically made for Warforged. And he goes, got that set up so he can swap that out real quick. Came in handy when the Marrow attack the other night, actually.
Man. There's a corpse in one of those rooms. Just fair warning. Oh, can you fix stuff?
Wait, any corpse? And he kind of looks around and concerned at the village around them.
They were the
Oh,
thief.
fix stuff?
Died a long time ago.
Oh, at the thing. Oh, okay, yeah.
She pulls out the wand of scorching.
Ooh. Ooh. You've been just carrying that around?
Yeah. I haven't used
And
it, but yeah.
like they reached out, pull out one of their like work gloves, and very carefully reaches over to pick it up and goes, "Oh, if you had expended any more of these charges, it very likely would have exploded in your face."
She blinks.
Looking at it, he goes,
Oh.
"Yeah, this was like a scorching ray. This would have become like a fireball on self kind of wand if you weren't careful." So, do you want this back? Please take this back.
You can't fix it?
No, I mean, and Pizlap was like, I mean, that's a good little explosive you got there now. And he goes, yeah, you kind of do. Yeah, just be careful with that. That was used to the breaking point, quite literally. That's why you
Look
gotta
at
be
it.
careful not to overtax your enchanted items too bad. They sometimes they don't react too well.
So if I use up these 3 charges, this will explode.
There's a chance of it happening on the first charge.
Okay.
But yeah, it will
Okay.
definitely go boom if you expend all 3, because that's just, you know, ripping open the can of fuel and tossing it in the fire right there.
She's looking at it very thoughtfully. Okay.
Kind of looks to the rest of the group. Should I have given that back to her?
It's fine. Sure.
That's fine,
Every
go ahead.
child needs a bomb at some point in their lives.
I'm not a child.
And Jarrus is like, well, just just be careful with that. It might work as intended, or like I said, might blow up in your face.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, yeah, I'll remember.
I can probably take care of that. The what's the word of it? Disenchant that perhaps safely. Dispose of it. That was the word.
No, it's okay. I'll be careful.
And Jarrus that then gives like a yelp as Hislop smacks him in the back of the knee. Like, what? You little shit. And he goes, what else were you going to give him? And it's like, what were you going to give him? It's like, oh, right. Give me a moment. And Jarrus walks off as Pislop just kind of keeps sitting there around the fire with you. So,
Moras turned on us.
oh, how soon?
To the end. At the end.
Oh, surprised he actually kept to the deal. Wait, what? He wouldn't have heard about a deal. He's like, did you make a deal with them?
Yeah.
Surprised he kept it to the end. Interesting.
He was very interested in what he'd get out of it.
What? Raven?
Hmm.
You cut out, Raven.
I did?
You were
A little
very
bit, yeah.
interested in what he...
He was very interested in what he could get out of it.
Ah. Oh, what did he want?
Organ, this pearl thing.
From a strange creature called a Grell.
Hmm. I assume this thing
Hey.
was where you got all the people that were freed, right?
Yeah. Hey, you worked with the Cambion, and she worked with the thing in the reef, right?
Yeah. They had
Do you know what
a
that
whole
thing's
deal. That's
called?
where we got like points over at Ventrock. That's why he was in the cage. He was gonna be, cracked open using a ritual.
Oh.
And a couple of the others too. I don't know if any of the lizard folk do. But yeah, no, sometimes we just have some of the sleepwalkers show up and that was part of the deal. No. You need some blood to get those ritual circles pumping.
Do you know what that thing was called? What did your boss call it?
Uh,
Tell me you
I,
have a
I
name.
didn't really
please.
ever talk to her unless it was about, the machinery
you
aspects.
you never
I'm just
overheard.
an engineer.
I
No,
know, I
she
know, I
did.
know. I'm not. I'm not. Oh, I'm sorry. It's
The
back of
truth
my
hurts, and I'm
mind.
telling you the truth. I'm a demon.
What did he say?
The truth hurts, and I'm telling you, I'm a demon. And I'm telling you the truth.
No, it's not you. There's something in the back of my mind that I just can't place. And she like slams her fist on the table. Sorry.
I mean, I don't know. It was just, eyes in the deep whenever she mentioned it, officially, or, uh, I don't know. I never
No,
had the
no,
dreams.
that's fine. It's fine. It's not your fault.
Cartharts is gonna reach over and just lightly just pat the shoulder of Rian. Just pat
Um,
pats.
Corono,
Mhm.
and, just, this is completely arbitrary. Frodo, Iwane, and Ryoko. This will be funny. Just do an intelligence check or a wisdom check, whichever one you would prefer of those two.
Okay.
Wait,
Fucking
intelligence
hell.
check. Sorry, intelligence check, not save.
Yuck. Oh.
Okay.
Ascending order.
Actually, you know what? Quiet Hearts. How about
Hmm?
everyone else? Quiet Hearts and Amon, you two.
Yeah.
Prevent
Wisdom or
check.
intelligence, whichever of those would work, or charisma.
Oh, my wisdom's better.
Your casting modifier.
Yeah,
Hey.
Quiet Hearts.
So this
Yeah,
is
Quiet Hearts. You could use
just a skill check or a save?
just a
Skill
skill
check.
check. It's whichever wisdom intelligence is higher for you.
Oh God.
So
Technically, my charisma's higher, but
yeah, no, that's what I was saying because you're a paladin / warlock. You could use charisma. Fortunately, Amon, you would have to do either intelligence or wisdom.
I'm going to stay
Oh.
with my wisdom roll because
Okay.
it's very likely.
Yeah, I will
lower.
say the 17 courage, quite hurts. That is enough. That was the DC to make this connection. As you're thinking about, Rayan gets so frustrated at this blockage, the stump. You start thinking about it, and there was that single eye pearl you pulled out of the Grell. And when the Grell was attacking, you heard them say that a single eye appeared on its skin, like how a cuttlefish or an octopus will manifest shapes.
Mhm.
And it was a single eye that appeared. And then you think about it. Wait, this thing always appears in trios. That was only one eye of 3.
Hmm.
You think there might be 2 other Grell.
They will mention that this might be a collaboration of Grells, one for each eye.
Oh.
Or, if not that, it was controlling 3 Grill.
Or
Hmm.
they were its hands, so to speak.
Huh. So there might be 2 more of those things around.
And if you
Hmm.
remember, actually, Quiet Arts, I'll just say with that, you also remember that if there was the one down in the mines controlling the miners, and there's assumedly perhaps one in the reef controlling the Sahagin / whale, there might have been one you'd think, remember when the sleepwalking lizard folk were seen the first time you were in the village?
Mhm.
Something made the sentries, something cast ensorcelled them to fall asleep.
Oh,
Yes, if you remember, some people fell asleep. It's like, oh, I recognize that spell, but that spell only has a range of 500 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that, yeah. You think that these might, if not hands, be appendages. I'll say that since you've been dealing with this for so long, the clues kind of clicked in your head with that.
David,
Yes.
you're the one who you're the one who figured it out.
Yeah, I was just waiting. Didn't want to interrupt. Just gonna say there's very likely one in the reef and possibly one roaming the island, with the third in the mines.
There's 2 more.
Likely, if the theory of each being an eye holds true.
Wait, it's acting through them.
They're
It.
working in consort with it, or it is controlling them somehow.
So
And here we are, as Juris walks back up with a crate, thumps it on the table. Oh, sorry, did I interrupt something?
I was heavy in thought. Sorry.
Sorry, I know that's like bad luck for to interrupt someone's thought processes, but been waiting for you all to get back here so I could hand these out as they pull off the little cloth that was covering it, and there are a decent handful of potions. Because if you remember, you've been giving this guy some ingredients for a while now.
Yay.
So,
Oh, I even got more stuff for you.
ooh, excellent.
Aquatic
And-
troll.
Ooh. Well, speaking of trolls, here is what I was able to make with most of the parts from that. They pull out what looks to be about 7 potions, little bundle of them, 3 graters and 4 normals of just healing potions, thanks to the skin and other assorted organs of the troll. And while most healing potions, are stereotypically kind of reddish color, these ones kind of have a greenish tint to them when you hold them up to the light. But now this one, and they pull out it's like the halfway point between a small jug and bottle. This one, you might need a strong stomach for, as they kind of swirl it around. This is that, and it looks almost black, because it's nighttime. But like when he holds it up to the light, you can see it's kind of dark green. He goes, "So this is that heart you gave me. I'm calling it a troll heart potion. So
Oh.
Show to players. This thick, almost syrupy potion is a dark green, almost black color that is oddly sweet to the taste. When you drink this potion, you increase your max hit points by 2d4 plus 3 and have advantage on con saves and checks for the next 8 hours.
This is
2D.
2d10.
What's that?
This is 2d10.
Yeah, 2d10 plus 3.
You said 2d4, which is significantly different.
Yeah.
Did I? I swear I read it. I was reading off. Okay.
You're
Yeah,
fine.
brain
You're fine.
is-
You're fine. It happens.
You
I
were
just had to
thinking of normal.
clarify.
You were thinking of normal potions.
Yeah. Well,
now
goddamn.
I'm feel all weird because that's weird.
It-
Okay. anyways.
Hey, I've misread countless things that were right in front of me before. You're
Yeah.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yes, 2d10 plus 3
That's not bad.
for the next
Yeah.
8 hours, and you have advantage on con stuff.
That's your max HP, not just
Yep,
healing.
it's not temp. So if you can heal back up to it,
Goddamn.
He
That's
goes,
definitely something to pop before the fight.
and he goes, now warning, it does not taste good or smell good. Well, depends on if you like molasses. It kind of tastes like a lot of molasses. And
can't
Fizzlop goes,
register the
yeah, I
taste."
thought he was just.
What?
And Fizzlop goes, yeah, I thought he was just brewing you guys up a batch of syrup or something.
I actually rather like the smell of molasses.
It's fine. I
You have
can't
to make a
register
con
taste
save
like
just.
that.
You have to make a con save to keep it down.
Apparently,
That's safe-
it's,
that's safe to
it
drink.
still smells like molasses decades after the Great Molasses Flood of Boston. I think it was Boston. Might have been Brooklyn.
Well, sir, thank you.
Oh.
Have another.
Oh, ooh, another? Jeez. Okay.
And had you a second troll heart.
Oh, jeez. Now, I hadn't even given you everything yet. And he goes, and then there were the acid resist potions, and he hands over 3 of those because you went searching for those in preparation for your potential oncag for the coup.
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, still working on some other things, the little more delicate or longer brewing times, but I figured these were what you adventuring types might get the most use out of immediately, especially if you're going to go take out the thing and down there. So, Hmm?
Yeah. Do you have anything? I'm sorry. I'm just distracted tonight.
what?
Anything that could help us down there, or are you coming down there, or?
Oh no, I'm not combat trained. I can repair a a rifle or something if I had to, but I don't know how to
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just was asking.
The most I had to kill out here was a robber fly or bandit fly.
Yes, robber fly, bandit fly cousins.
Well, robber flies are the actual real world small ones. Bandit flies are the fantasy griffin sized version.
Yeah, cousins.
Robber baron flies, the super big ones. They'll take your money too.
Oh no.
The bully fly.
You just that's what the tax collectors ride on.
That sounds like a devil or demon minion of Maimon.
A giant mosquito that sucks your money. Yeah.
It almost sounds like they go. I can take your money or take your blood. It matters little to me.
Oh, geez, yeah, that really would work.
It's like,
Or
but
no,
I have
whatever you
I have no money, sir. But you have your life.
You have your blood. I can sell that at a premium.
Yeah, we're going. Oh, do you know anything that could deafen something?
You're standing too close to an explosion. I've had that happen before.
I see. Okay.
Oh. Looks at you, at the rest of you with like this pained expression, like, I'm so sorry.
Fine, don't worry about it. Ignore me and my funny little wand.
Ignore me.
Oh.
I'm just gonna throw that wand at the thing. Just wait for it to blow itself up.
And I was in a one shot one time where we were pretty high level and we were given, we could get some pretty powerful equipment. And one person decided to get a staff of power. And that was their tactical nuke option, the end game option, which they ended up having to use on the final boss. Like, okay, this is a suicide mission for me for story reasons. Y'all gotta run away. Like, what? I'm about to crack this staff. We're like, oh fuck, good. Let's get the fuck out of here.
How big is the explosion of this wand going to be?
That's the thing. I don't know.
All right, noted.
It could be, it just explodes into like a pillar in front of your face, or it goes as wide as a fireball, or I don't know. That's
It
what's
worked
kind of
underwater.
freaking me out. Well, that would be that was honestly one of the ways I was going to dispose of it, potentially, is chucking it in the water.
So would it go off, or would it just burn
It
out?
might go off, yeah, but the water would really dampen it, and there wouldn't be, chance of fire spreading. It'd be kind of like a depth charge, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, noted. Thank you.
And they look to you, to you, Corona, like, everything I say, I feel like I'm making a mistake.
So concerned.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
And then again, there's that look of like, why did I complain about this to you?
Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
Jairus looks really concerned. Pizlop looks like excited by that prospect. Like, that sounds like a hoot to him. But he goes, well, I'm gonna go back and make sure the bell's secure to the tortoise. Oh boy.
Thumbs up.
Alright, good
Oh.
work.
He walks off and Pizlop steals something off of someone else's plate before scurrying off.
Yeah, I would have given before they left the all the little bits and bobs we've collected from creatures, and I wanted to especially mark out the Grell bits. Asking,
right. Actually, if you wanted him to take a look at we'll just say he will take those. Him and Pizlop will take a look over those and see what they can. Yeah, send me the list of what those parts were.
I put it into the loot hall.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, especially be careful with these ones. These they fucky.
The dual venom gland, you can actually the venom gland is something that Ryoko would be able to extract and process.
I forgot about that. Yes.
That organ, the tool from the Grell.
The sciatic organ.
Yeah, the eyes in the reef wanted that, so be careful.
Okay.
Nice.
The thing in the reef.
Damn, Ryoko.
really? Okay. Oh
I
my
nat
god.
20 my poisoning check.
Jeez.
So you're just sitting here at the table eating your dinner. You just crack open these glands and process the venom
While
right in
eating
front
my
of them.
dinner, which is incredibly unsafe, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So, yeah, it is a poison. You get 3 doses of it. Very. Actually, no. With that, you get 5 doses. But natural 20.
Nice.
So, Constitution saving throw or be poisoned for a minute until this poison ends. The target is paralyzed.
Ooh, it's nasty.
Yep. Yeah, it's basically the same effect as the Chul's tentacle attack.
Nasty.
And it's whatever your poison save is, since you got that assassin thing. It's like the poisons you make have a different save. It's like a 14, I think. It's like what you would be using if you were an intelligence spellcaster. So proficiency plus it's like 8 plus proficiency. I don't know how it goes.
Yeah, I don't see I'll have to look on the assassin's page because I don't see it.
It's something I was letting you do. It's not something that assassins specifically do. It's just because it's assassins are, in my opinion, a little underpowered.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so yeah, you get 5 doses of potent Chul venom,
Yeah, goddamn.
which can be applied to a weapon or a blow dart. Which honestly, I would actually would have said if you wanted to, you could actually pick up a blow dart from the lizard folk back when you were there. That was something I thought about in between
And
sessions.
imagine you could also just grab one from them here because there's a bunch of them here.
Yeah.
Pretty easy weapon to make.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a weapon that same range increments as like a hand crossbow. I'll have to look it up, but only does 1 damage from the needle, and then it's mainly just to deliver the poisons or whatever effect you dose the needles with.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
That's definitely something I figure an assassin would be able to do, especially a ninja assassin.
Mm-hmm.
So, other than that, anything else you wanted to do group-wise before we have the war meeting?
Let's get it on.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ready to go.
Okay. Look, you finish up your meals, and you approach where you see Utroth, Orovir, Anchor, and let me go back to the NPC list. But yeah, you see Orovir, Utroth with a few of the lizard folk. You see Anchor with some of the people from the village. You see more willing to be combatants, although most of them they kind of got like a former piratey look to them, so that's probably not surprising. You see Susanna, the kind of the head hunter for the village, but they're kind of standing around this one table underneath a cover. Orovir nods as you approach. We were just about to send for you if you hadn't. You're just discussing what might be the best approach.
Let's hear it.
What have you got so far?
So, put you back on the island map. Just come on. Why is it not letting me put you back on the island map? There it goes. So, there's like one of the homemade maps they have out of the island, similar to the one that was given to you. So, and they point off, and it's like southwest, way southwest. They say that is where the Sahagin Reef is, where they traditionally lived. And thanks to the visions and the tech thoughts, and actually one of the Sahagin is standing there. You recognize it as one of the ones you knocked out. And they give a nod as they point off to it. They go, yes, if map is correct. We live in the reef, and what we can recall vaguely of our time is it is a fortress now. We do not know where the controller is. Never seen it. Even with help from people reaching into our thoughts. Do you think maybe someone else might have done detect thoughts like Rand did? But, Utroth, you all pointed out that the has the group informed them that you know where the lair is separate?
I think we did.
If not,
Okay.
we definitely will.
You would have told Orovir, and Orovir goes, and from what you told us, you were able to discover that this lair is where the shipwrecks are.
Yeah,
That's correct?
not far from the Sahagin village, I believe.
Yes. So, our thought is, our thought is, we use the tortoise and the bell to march those of you who can't swim as well or breathe underwater. Wherever says gesturing to you. Actually, that would be Utroth. He says that gesturing to the rest of you. That is how we used to hunt and gather. What?
I think I'm the only one who can naturally breathe underwater.
That's true. I've got a breathing bubble, but it has a time limit.
I have the shield.
But that's what the bell is for.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Does that make a bubble of air, or does that
The breathing bubble contains 1 hour of breathable air.
No, not that. Not that.
Oh.
The bell.
Yes, the belt. Here I can repost. Or you do have the handout for it.
Yeah, we have the handout.
Okay.
But yes, as Utroth will say, yes, when we used it for fishing and gathering along the seafloor, we would carry it with us and ring the bell so that it would create a bubble, trapping whatever fish was in the area when the bubble appeared, so they would just drop, or we could go gather up kelp, whatever we needed. It is very convenient, but if you can keep someone ringing the bell, because it does not last that long, it would be possible to walk it with that contraption across the seafloor.
That's helpful for some of us. I'll probably honestly avoid the air bubble because I can move better underwater.
Someone will have to ride the turtle and continue to ring the bell, so keep that in mind.
I thought the turtle had an auto ringer.
And or Anchor kind of says, well, that would be whoever's sitting on it, but Jarrus says that was something he would like to get working, but it would be another day or so.
I mean, could we get Pislop down there?
And Orvir kind of gives us it's like, do you trust Orvir with that task? You trust Pislop with that task. And Orvir want to go, do you trust me with that task? Jesus.
Maybe not.
I don't trust Pislop as far as I could throw him.
Oh, maybe you get
he's not
Harbor.
very big. You might be able to throw him decently, so
Yeah,
I can probably chuck him pretty far.
Yeah.
you might enjoy that.
But I don't trust him that far.
Can Tartarus ring the bell?
Do what?
Can Tartarus ring the bell?
If you're for the 30 minutes he's around. This will
Damn.
this will take a while of marching. This
Yeah.
turtle is a turtle. It's not very fast. It's not a speedy thing.
If
It
we
was
get into combat, somebody needs. We don't want to have one of us just stuck there ringing the bell.
well, the bell lasts a minute.
I mean, I volunteer for that job.
Oh, fair enough.
Where is the correct abyssal bell?
Wait, I know a guy, and I call up Fred.
Oh no.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
If there's
I-
one thing
Yeah.
he's good at, it's standing around ringing a bell.
Oh my god.
It's like,
So yeah, it lasts a minute. So as long as you ring it every minute or so, it will stay up. So
yeah, and
most
so
combat
long as
doesn't
somebody,
really-
it won't be so bad if someone can still fight at range. They can just stick near the bell and contribute.
Now remember, combat underwater, attacks made with non-piercing weapons, I believe it is, that aren't made out of marasite, like the sword you got, Amon. Those are attacks made with the disadvantage, except I think arrows and crossbows work. Bows and crossbows work underwater, right?
Crossbows, yes.
Need to look this up. Underwater combat.
Well,
So,
sorry
you're
to.
using her like dart gun from the bell would actually be pretty
Mhm.
efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, or a warlock at the bell.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Ranged shit, and I can summon shit.
Yeah, just,
Yeah, when making a melee spell or melee weapon attack, a creature that doesn't have a swimming speed, either natural or granted by magic, has disadvantage on the attack roll unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. Ranged
Oh.
weapon attacks automatically misses the target beyond the weapon's normal range. Even against the target with the normal range, the attack roll has disadvantage unless the weapon is a crossbow and that or a weapon that is thrown like a javelin, including spear, trident, or dart.
yeah, so. I
Sure,
just.
fine.
Yeah,
I got a
you'd be able
small
to
thing.
attack no problem, Quiet Hearts, because you have the
Yeah.
swim speed from the shield.
Yep.
So, just a small thing.
Hmm.
And he's gonna just. He very meekly raises his hand up, even though he's probably, like, got the most presence of anybody in the room. Can I, like, pitch in a little bit?
Hmm.
Well, like you said, it's going to take a while to march the bell on the turtle. So, there's a very real possibility, but what the fuck will we do if the whale shows up?
Yeah, that's part of the plan we were going to
Okay.
discuss with you.
So we found out that deafening it will keep it blind. So there's something.
Yeah, it's just... My concern is, it lives underwater, it's a whale, it's probably gonna know where we are a lot sooner than we are gonna know where it is, and what's stopping it from just swooping on in and grabbing the turtle and the bell in its mouth?
That is where you kill it.
It's a whale,
Or
I'm not
the-
killing a fucking whale.
And or even when after Orovir says that, Utroth kind of gives it's like we can't kill the singer.
It's a fucking baby!
Okay.
Yeah. If it has a parasite on it, we could target that.
Yeah, Utroth says yes. We've seen something embedded in its side, like a large octopus. It seems.
Okay. So
Have a target.
when it shows up, we blind it, and then we try and take out the parasite.
I mean...
And
Yeah,
that's,
it seems like the only thing we can do, really.
yeah.
Unless it stays at range and just kind of clicks us to death.
Well, it can't move through the air, can it?
We're
And
going to
it's-
be on its home turf in the water.
Yeah, but we're gonna have an air bubble around us.
And Utroth goes, the bubble won't be big enough to stop it. Won't be able to swim through it, but the bubble is admittedly not that large.
Wouldn't have to. If it has enough momentum, it could just fucking carry it through. That's my concern. You
Well, I
took.
could let it eat me,
Why though?
because then I could explode.
Why though?
Let's not do that.
I don't know. I'm putting my cards on the table.
Why do you want to blow up the baby whale?
It won't kill it.
You ever had explosives in your mouth?
Yes.
How'd that
Yeah,
feel?
wrong person to ask about that.
Bad, but I didn't die.
Yeah. Don't like it though.
No, but we have to figure something out. It might stun it. It could destroy the parasite.
But
Or
also,
it might just.
no swallowing, unless you can help it. Do
Yeah,
not
no.
let things eat you.
I mean, that is typically a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some of the people around the table kind of like among each other, a little concerned, like about how this seems to be a common argument.
This is not a common argument. This is the first time this has come up.
Well,
It's just a
specifically
different.
about being swallowed. It seems that this energy has like a "oh, not this again" kind of vibe from Kuroto.
I'm just putting out, stuff. I, if we can blind it and then kill the parasite, that's what we got. But if it gets to us first, we're screwed.
You did see how effectively the whale broke the ship.
Yeah. So, like, hunting sea beasts is a lot easier when you bring them out of their element, not finding them on their own turf.
We're going into their turf.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean,
Whoever goes, I could come along with you. I can swim rather well underwater.
Hey,
I actually saw him swim surprisingly well in his heavy armor through the swamp during the workshop
I'm not-
battle.
look,
so
let's try not to kill the poor thing, but at least of I think everyone in the room, I have the most experience hunting really big things.
yeah, but
This is true. You are a whaler.
Sort of. The whales kind of take offense to us being called whalers.
Although it technically is a term that is used because you work alongside the whales.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so if I could at least get a good grip on it, I could try to rip the parasite off or whatever it takes.
Shit,
Okay.
sorry. Fuck.
Yeah, right?
That one snuck up on me, sorry.
Yeah, if I can get on it, then they'll go better, I guess.
But this thing is large. It's huge.
Yeah, but I don't appreciate things hanging onto my eyeballs
Technically,
either.
You are correct.
I don't know if you could take off the parasite by yourself.
We'll have to fucking see.
I could summon Delzozar at least to maybe help you.
Yeah, I'll take any backup shit.
Oh god, can Delzozar swim? Oh god, Delzozar can't swim.
I mean, it's a frog. It's gotta swim, right?
I'm looking at
If
the
there's
stat
one
log.
thing I know, it's that frogs love seawater.
It's a magic
that's-
frog, though.
It has 30 movement speed, but that doesn't say that it can fly. God?
Yeah, it doesn't really have a swim speed.
Well, fuck.
It's a cosmic frog, not a sea frog.
Wait.
What is
wait,
space
wait,
but another type of ocean?
Well, not cosmic. It's a metaphysical frog.
Metaphorical frog, even.
Yeah,
It's a frog in
Oh,
spirit.
it's not a floss.
What was that? What was that, Will? I think Will just got.
Oh God!
Will's getting mangled by an actual frog IRL. Discord cannot capture the brutality.
I said, I'm only a metaphorical frog. I can't swim. Oh God! But I was screaming it in a very high pitched fashion.
But
I could summon something else. Yeah, I could summon something else that might help down there. Maybe.
rad. But
She looks like. Oh God. Okay.
undertaking that it is, though, if we do manage to free the whale, that'll be a good that'll shift the tide in our favor.
Well, it is a baby. It might just run away.
Yeah. We deprive the enemy of its best weapon.
Exactly. And did not want you to seem we were unwilling to fight, but and this is Ucha speaking. We would not survive an encounter with the whale the way, equipped as we are. Unfortunately, I believe this is only something your group can do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems about how this would shake out.
Although,
Wasn't I said a
once
few days
you
ago?
can deal with it, neutralize it, however, free it, we will move in ourselves because we will bring our boats and then dive down to assist.
Yeah. It occurs to me, what was it I said a few days ago or whatever? It's like, we're a weird bunch here, but sometimes you need weird people for weird situations. But,
And
shit.
Matilda kind of chuckles and goes, "It sank the wrong ship, apparently."
Yeah. But it occurs to me,
nervous laughter.
if we're going to go through all the trouble of trying to fight this thing and then giving you the signal that it's all clear, I don't know, is there a way we could lure it out, bait an attack so it doesn't blindside us?
The whale or the Marrow
Whale.
Hagen?
Yeah, a way to drive keep the whale away from the bell. Because, I don't know about you, but that bell's looking pretty cracked as it is. Whale breaks
Yes.
that, we're fucked.
And Anchor goes, "We do have some of our more rickety fishing boats that we could offer, perhaps as a distraction." As you said,
Bait. Yeah. Us guys get on those rickety ships and try to lure it out.
I have a question.
Hmm.
Is the water deeper than 100 feet where we're going?
And the Sahagin goes, "No, the areas that we are, the water is actually somewhat shallow
Her eyes widen.
comparatively. It's how deep would it be? Between here, our village is in the reef where the sun still reaches.
I might be able to stop the whale in its tracks, actually.
Hmm?
I can part the water. I can make a trench in the water.
Oh my god, you're right.
Like, how big are we talking here? It's, I mean,
All
I
right,
mean, if-
Moses.
100 feet down, I can make a trench 100 feet deep in the water.
Yeah. If you manage to catch it, it would be pretty stranded.
Yeah, and then we could remove the parasite. It only lasts for 10 minutes, and it won't smush us if it fails. It flows back into place. But
Then Orovir kind of laughs and goes, I'm liking this idea. Although I would offer a suggestion. Perhaps
Yeah.
instead of a boat as bait, you and the turtle are bait because it will come right towards you then.
yeah, it'll see us, and we won't get swept away if we're all in if we're all in the air bubble. Although I don't think we would get swept away. We would just fall down if we were not touching the ground. Yeah. I can do that.
Do we want to risk the bell for this?
It's the most surefire way to get its attention.
Yeah.
The crack isn't like Liberty Bell kind of crack. It's
the Liberty Bell. I've seen the Liberty Bell in person.
It's noticeable, but it is still Ucha says we recovered it in its cracked form. It is. We have not been able to damage it, even with accidentally dropping it a few times. Kinda says with a little bit of sheepishness.
Yeah. I would otherwise wouldn't bring it up if it wasn't a fucking whale we were dealing with.
Yes, indeed.
Because the whole loudness, it's a bell.
These bells were made to kill creatures such as whales.
I could take some time tonight to try and cast mending on the bell too. It won't repair the magic, which seems to still be working, but I could maybe repair the physical damage if it's not too wide.
If you wish to try, that would be.
It can't hurt.
Yes. So. And then.
Beginning to sound like a plan.
Ucha and Orovir go.
Oh! Wait, shit. We actually do have a means of letting you all know that the coast is clear with the bottles.
We do! I feel bad for this whale now. Just gonna drop it onto the seafloor.
Well, it's better than like just manifesting a whale to fall out of orbit.
Oh my god! If there's anything under it, it's fucked.
Yeah, it's just some really impromptu surgery.
Yeah.
So, now that sounds like a plan for the whale, but the assault on the.
Well.
Now here's the thing. The Marrow are not, as far as we can tell, they are willing participants. At least this cult of them.
Well, I'm gonna step back then and let actual warriors take charge of that, because that's actual war territory and not hunting a giant fish.
Yeah, I've expended my brain. I don't know if I have more besides kill the Marrow and use fire if you can to chase off the Sahagin. Or, just attack the parasites, or knock them unconscious, or whatever.
Yeah. The, wherever it goes, well, one of the things Utroth and I were discussing, with the news that all our plans, even before you came here, was someday launching assault on the reef village, kind of gives us, apologetic nod to the Sahagin, who returns the nod with like an understanding but regretful look, and he goes, thinking that was where the eyes were located, but knowing that it is now in the shipwreck graveyard, I think we should split its attention. And Utroth goes, Orovir and I lead my soldiers, or my hunters, down, and we go after the Marrow, enslaving the Sahagin. And the Sahagin nod. The Sahagin that's standing there goes, We will join you if that is your plan. And then goes, we draw the attention and draw their forces away from protecting its lair while you sneak around and go after it.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Beginning to sound a bit like an assassination.
Yeah.
What does Ryoko think of this plan?
Sounds good to me. I'm gonna be honest. This is a lot of work for an assassination. But then it is some sort of sea monster demigod thing.
I mean, if it's being a dick, sometimes, I don't know where I'm going.
You know, my feelings of assassinations is you figure out where the thing is, you figure out how to get it when it's unawares, and then she does a nice throat slitting motion.
If it even has a vote.
This thing, I'm not sure how we catch it unawares, so at least depriving it of allies seems like a smart idea.
Yeah. Yo, Amon. Is Amon present?
Oh, sorry. What's it?
Well, you're a samurai fighter guy.
Yes.
What's your estimation of battle tactics or whatever?
If we can strand the whale on dry land, we will be fine. Even if it is temporary.
Whale meat.
So, like, we deal with the whale, and then immediately us guys, we head towards the lair? Or what? Do we regroup? Because y'all will probably need the bell or something. If we're gonna split up, one party needs the bell.
That will be you. Or Utroth is the one saying this, goes, we can swim well without it, and we can hold our breath long enough. We can return to the surface if we need to before diving down. It's just, and Anchor goes, I'll go with them, and some of, but most of us here, we're not any good unless we can fight in the air. So unfortunately, there's not much us in the village can provide an assistance other than perhaps waiting to defend the villages if you're unsuccessful. Not to be
No, good to plan for this for the
rusty
potential
wheel.
of us failing.
Yes.
And actually, Utroth goes,
Thank you, Utroth.
no, he goes, Utroth goes, we're actually going to go into the waters tonight, me and several of our others, and see if we can raise the Swecco that we had to turn loose.
What?
And actually, Amon and Raya, Swecco is Aquan for Surf Drake, the setting version of Leopleurodon.
Oh. I didn't think they were in this area. Huh.
We had some that we had to turn loose after we were unable to remain in the waters once the Hagen were made aggressive. But if there are any that can hear us, we might be able to gain their aid. They're fast and should be able to avoid the whale. They're clever.
Fair enough.
And you know that
They are good. They are good steeds, but sea drakes.
Is
We'll
that
have
like
to
a
be-
dragon or a dinosaur?
they have the name of a drake, but they are technically not draconic. They are a dinosaur, but like not everything that's called a bug is a bug.
They don't have a breath weapon or the traditional weaponry of a drake. But when you've got a head as long as a human is tall and a mouth full of teeth, and you swim like a weird turtle crocodile, you come up with something.
Well, that sounds pretty gnarly.
Also, side note, Swecco is the name suggestion from my friend because she said, "Oh, Swecco, swimming gecko." Like, oh, that's actually. But so that's what it sounds in Auckland.
It's Swecco.
Or- Yeah, SWEKKO.
And most sea drakes don't get too terribly big. You know, your average dolphin or shark size, maybe a little bigger. But there's a few out there.
You want it? You would know those are called ship eaters.
Oh,
They like to snap through the hulls.
shit. Y'all got a fucking shipbreaker too?
Oh, ours are smaller. We have some of the big ones, but for the most part, the sea drakes are fine.
It's like,
But
man, that would be one hell of a distraction for the whale.
I got sea lizards. I got sea drakes. I got the noodle neck fuckers. I got scale fins. Holmes got all sorts of weird stuff in the waters. You're gonna have a great time. I want it.
Yeah, every water's full of weird stuff. That's the great part. But anyways,
And Utra or Oravira, because he's he goes. So plan is your group descends with the bell and the turtle while we prepare and wait for you to give us the signal that you've dealt with the whale, and then we swarm in and assault the marrow and try to free what Sahagin we can. Try to find if maybe this gorilla that you mentioned is there. Slay that, and then while we're dealing with that, you sneak to the shipyards or the graveyard.
Yes.
Well,
What is
like
the
we have a
signal?
plan. But you said you had bottles. Curious about that.
yeah. Little message bottles.
And I'm sure someone at the table would recognize it. Like, oh yeah, huh, neat. So, you want to hand off one of the bottles to Utroth or over there?
Yeah.
So, with that planned, is there anything else? Any other ideas you want to throw in? The silk, I would say, was probably already given out. Like, how much did you want to keep for personal use if you want it? Like one spool?
That one spool sounds right, guys?
Because that would still be 600 feet for them to do with what they will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've already got people working to make appropriate things like lines for throwing harpoons or nets and stuff. So yeah. Other than that, anything else you can think of? Or I'm kind of just like we could set off tonight and get through some of the march underwater, or wait until the next session because we got like half an hour to go, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But, or, I mean, depending on how fast, we might be able to get to the whale encounter, depending on like how fast we get to the march.
Yeah.
But, or we could. Okay, so again, last chance. Anything else you want to check in, like with people in the village? Any last second plans? Interpersonal dialogue? Feel free.
Not that, but I have a question for you.
Ugh.
Where do you fall on the warlock spell spectrum with subclass spells? Are they always there, or are they just options?
I kind of like always there because they're part of your class. And it gives
I do as well.
warlocks,
I didn't know that wasn't
gives
how they
warlocks
worked
a bit more
recently.
flexibility.
I I didn't know that was even a thing until recently. I thought that's just how it worked, so I needed to make sure. Cool,
Okay.
so I can summon an elemental.
And I think you have an elemental gemstone, but it might be fire.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, that might not be so helpful under there. Oh god.
I mean,
Or fire elementals
nothing
day.
says
It's just like
fire.
trapped in a
What?
gem for forever, however long you know, and then it just finally cracks free. Oh god, immediately crushing water.
Yeah, nothing says fire elementals don't work underwater.
Well, besides them taking damage for X amount of water or gallons of
Not
water.
the spell, the summon elemental spell does not have that. They're pretty bare bones. They just smack.
Fire
What?
elementals, water susceptibility. For every 5 feet an elemental moves in water, for every gallon of water splashed on it, it takes 1 cold damage.
That is conjure elemental, I believe, or the
No, that's
elemental.
just the
That's just-
stat block for fire elementals.
Yep, it's just
Correct.
This is an elemental spirit, not exactly an elemental. So
Ow. Okay. Anyways,
yeah, it's not important.
But
Yeah, let's go.
yeah. So just heading to bed then.
I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll
I
try to
can't-
mend the bell before I fall asleep, but
Yeah, I can't
Okay.
think of anything else to do, so.
Yeah, and that's pretty solid plan you've got. So yeah, go ahead. Your familiars, forgot about that. In the hour that they were patrolling, nothing's cropped up, nothing concerning. Seemed like a peaceful night, surprisingly.
and now I know they have them looking specifically out for Grell.
Yep. And so go ahead, roll an Arcana check just to see. Well, no, spellcasting modifier, just a charisma check. See if your mending will have any effect.
Yeah. 23. Why couldn't you pick this earlier?
It takes you a while before you feel like there's any progress, but it's because it's like you're trying to wrestle with the demonic essence of what created the spell. Because this, if you remember, these are specifically a creation of Jurgasit, the demon lord of the depths, and it takes a while for you to wrestle with that, and eventually, well, you don't think you've repaired the full magical capability of this thing. You're pretty sure you reinforced it at least. You know, maybe given it some extra temp HP, maybe.
Okay.
Not like saying that's what you actually did, but you get the sense that you might have you reinforced it a bit. That's still, a cantrip trying to repair a powerful magic item. It's like, I'm only giving you that much because you literally rolled a 19. But okay, so you go to bed before you suffer exhaustion. You're probably told to go to bed by a bird or a lizard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
And then yeah. As you go to bed, you're probably all kind of tense, worried that you might be visited again by your dream assailants. And as you drift to sleep, some of you do dream, if you do, but for the most part, or for everyone, your dreams are thankfully unassaulted by whatever the eyes are. And you awake in the morning, probably fairly early because the village is also starting to mobilize pretty early. While most of the villagers of Rondo Village can't join you in combat, there are a few that will join thanks to being able to breathe, water themselves, or not needing to like anchor. You see that they have the tortoise. It's there. It has a wooden frame attached to it, where the bell hanging in the middle. It is at the winch, the little crane they use to lift up their boats from their bay, and you see Utroth and Orvir and Anchor there waiting with the moon scale, and they greet you as you approach. Y'all rested and ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep.
Pennies are gonna
All
get.
right. So it will take some time before you can get there. This is kind of a trip, and the Sahagins say slower, especially since you can't swim and have to follow that thing. As I kind of look at the this machine thing that just completely different world for the Sahagin. But you all load up onto the turtle. You're gonna have to ride it down into the crane unless you want to take the rope ladder down. But as you go down, it gets to the water, and you hear Jairus up above goes, "Ring the bell now, so you can drop to the water fine." And someone rang the bell.
Yep.
There's like a little hammer, like a gong hammer that's there. Might have been salvaged from a shipwreck or something, and you smack it, and it does do that eerie echoing peal as you look down, and as the crane's lowered, it's like an invisible bubble of force forces the water out and down as you submerge, and it closes over around you, like whatever echoes of the spell is holding the water at bay. As you are lowered down into this bay of the island, and you see a few scattered like driftwood pieces, maybe some other fishing boats that sank that they couldn't pull back up. You actually do see often like they kind of swim away in confusion. You see some of the sea cows of the village. Actually swimming down there, you see Marlene. She's keeping them away from the bubble. She waves. The furbolg woman seeming to not have problem swimming around the water. But the tortoise, while it's a tortoise, it's not actually lumbering along on legs. It is hovering about a foot off the ground and just kind of gliding forward at, I'll say, pace. It's a pace of 20 feet per round. It's slow, but not like ungodly escort mission slow.
Yeah.
Although, actually, I think that's kind of the worst. Where the escort mission, they're slow. They're just slightly slower than the actual walking speed.
Oh no.
But what?
Or that weird middle ground where they're slightly faster than your walking speed, but slower than your running speed.
Yeah. So yeah.
So you
That.
just want to murder them?
Yeah, that was worse. Yeah.
So marching out, it's kind of for a lot of you, this is a surreal experience. There's enough room at the bell for most of you. Sit on it. You probably have to walk. Sorry.
I'm fine with that.
But yeah, this is probably surreal for most of you, depending on like previous experiences, like visiting the dwarf. It's not too surreal being underwater, but just not having anything protect you, like no glass between you and the water. But as you're continuing along, you turn southwest and start curving along the edge of the island. So we'll just say someone wants to do a perception check. Keep an eye out in the water or ear out. As so one person with advantage if with the help, or two people, rolling once.
Hey, quiet, Hans.
Yes.
You have our best eyes. You and Corrado have our best eyes.
So we go? Yes.
So you can
Do you
one
want
person can roll with advantage, or two people roll normally.
Yeah, would you like the advantage, Quiet Hearts?
We should probably do individual because you're looking up from down.
Okay.
You have burb eyes that are used to seeing through water.
Okay.
You know what?
Sounds good then.
Fair point.
Here comes mine.
Oh, oh my god.
So place yourselves on the map. You're up with the tortoise.
This actually makes complete sense because there's salt water.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
God.
No one's desu about it.
Escort mission.
I don't know if anyone's nerdy enough to recognize this map.
Is this a Warcraft map or
Oh, it's a
Starcraft?
map.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Starcraft.
Starcraft.
Yep.
I knew it.
Oh, I see the ramp.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the
crystal.
reps, like, wait a minute, and there's Vespine gas.
Uh-huh.
It's just blurry enough.
Yeah.
But this actually does really work.
Yeah, because it's only about like 70, 80 feet deep. Like the sunlight is pretty, it's thankfully because it's, you're on the east side of the island, not the southwest, the east side. The sunlight is coming in pretty good. So it is murky, not murky. It is fairly clear water, pretty clear water actually, but it is, you're deep enough that the light is diffused. So let's see.
But is it possible to give the turtle token an aura?
Oh, do you not see the aura?
Not currently, no.
Oh. Let me. Oh, hold on. Let me see if let me change the color. It might be. Does it have a green aura now?
No.
No.
It may be visible to DM or something.
Hold on.
Oh, we're drowning.
You probably will have to all delete and re-put yourselves down so you won't be covered by the tortoise. Once I find where I put the token, I know I didn't delete it.
Everybody scatter
Get it.
before you're squished.
There it is, turtleneck.
No. Oh, there it is.
It's a little baby.
Huh.
I have
God.
to make it big again.
Yeah. It's just, oh god, it shrinks in water.
That's what they all
It's
say.
like the opposite of those sea monkeys.
Just like George Costanza.
Okay, let's see if this time it gets an aura.
Turtle.
45 feet. Now?
And if it... no.
Oh, come on. Why is it... Why can only I see it? And...
Let me try something, unconventional. What was the radius of that sphere?
25 feet.
I'll just put down a second token.
Why is it not... Weird. I've got Aura 1 on the token. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, that. Okay, the overlapping auras, because my aura's still there. Is
Oops. Sorry.
no, it
No.
was
Me.
the overlapping. Jeez.
But yeah, I'm going through different colors. Apologies. Trying to see what's most visible against the water. That'll work. That'll do. It's not offensive.
Did you do it in a bubble?
Yeah, I could do it as a circle.
I'll just have to highlight your token underneath it.
I guess yellow works.
Yeah, that was the color I had for it originally, but that was weird that it wasn't showing up.
Yellow.
Technology. Roll20's being weird, but we found a way.
Yeah, Ryoko, re-add yourself to the map real quick.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
Join us around the turtle.
ET?
Sorry, what?
Join
No,
us
just
on
put
the
Ryoko
turtle.
back on.
Okay, so we are on the turtle together.
Yes.
Yeah, that way I can just highlight everyone. And whoa, how'd you get down there?
Why are there two Ioannes, or am I going crazy?
Yeah, there are, but there's only the.
I
One of
found a
them is-
way to get around Roll20 being fucky.
Yeah, there's.
one-
We're doing the Bethesda thing where we have an NPC doing the aura effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually don't
So-
see Ioanne's aura.
Neither do I.
What?
Okay, so it's a DM only thing. That's stupid.
What?
That is stupid.
That's dumb.
Okay, well, shit, that's going to
Well,
ruin
hey,
like this whole.
Fine.
Oh, we're almost at the
Fine.
so I can figure this out.
It's fine.
Listen,
The
we're on
aura
the
is
turtle, and that's what matters.
The aura's like this big.
Yep.
So like, if we need to check, we can just do this. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fair.
And so just
Like
gonna stinger us into the ending.
20 feet. Right?
No.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have a decent amount to like fight
Move
in if you
around
have to.
in. Yeah.
Not
Hit us
like
with
you're
that stinger,
trying to-
boss.
You're not like trying to carry a Leoman's tiny hut over your head like you're. But as you descend into this kind of very pretty reef area, the tortoise puttering along, steadily. The group of you descending through these, having to kind of take a path through the reef, since this tortoise doesn't seem to be able to swim too well, especially with the bubble. But as you continue along, who was it that rolled well? Corono,
Yes.
you've had more experience swimming, so I want to you know what to listen for. Quiet Heart's maybe a little more unnerving for you considering your past with being in the water, but Corono, you're the one who hears it. You hear a popping and clicking noise in the distance as you realize that it like peels off into a discordant song echoing through the water as you realize the whale is nearby. You don't know if it's seen you or heard you, but it is near.
Mm,
Well, we're trying to get its attention, aren't we?
Yep.
yeah, hit the bell again.
And as you ring the bell to re-up the effect, you hear that song change again, and there is a intensity to it as you realize it now knows where you are.
Oh,
That's where we'll pick up next time.
no!
Excellent.
God damn it!